Great afternoon, everybody. Welcome to my channel. Let's do this again. What great afternoon, y'all. Welcome to my channel. The Underrated Darkness, yours truly, the #1 grinder, one of the best kept secrets on social media. I'm the best of the business. Shout out to my Underrated One family. Let's just keep on fighting for the truth and stand on it. Also, shout out to No Duck Zone Podcast family. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to hashtag PWT family. And also shout out to the mighty LDBC fam. All right. We got sad announcements. Sister Angie Stone has passed away in a car accident in Alabama. And if I find that out while I was doing the GRINDA 12th Saturday family talk yesterday. So I feel it's very appropriate that we could anybody wants to come up to pay the respect the late great sister Angie Stone. I will put the link out in a few moments. And shout out to Sister Foot Soldier, and also shout out to Brother Jesse. I will put the link out right now. What y'all respect, so what y'all think of Angie Stone. So I found that out yesterday through Sister Mahogany Roots. She had on a post, and so that's what I found out yesterday. Then I double checked it. So it'll link right there. So anybody that wants to come up, they can come up to pay respects. Talk about our sister Angie Stone. Now, I first learned about Angie Stone, the late great Angie Stone. She was in this group. She was in a group before that, but then she was in another group in the '98, Vertical Hold. They had a hit, an R&B hit. Teach, what's going on? Peace to you and your family. And anybody wants to come up, please do. And that's what I heard about her. Soulful voice and everything. They was short lived. Please hit the like button, share this out. Very much appreciate. Hit the like button. And as we know, what she so after that, she went on, did great things in the music business, soulful sound, songwriting and stuff. Let me put this out there. We had another loss. The late Dr. Hazel Dukes. She's the president of NAACP. She also passed away at the age of 92. Hazel Dukes. She just passed away. I just found that out a few minutes ago. So,
wow.
Yeah, I found that out not too long ago. So we're gonna dedicate this live to Dr. Hazel Dukes, president of the legendary NAACP.
Yeah. I'm not too fond of the NAACP over the last.
I know, but
But Grand Risings, Brother JT, Brother Underrated Darkness, shout out to the chat.
Thank you.
They actually tried to take my video down behind playing one of Angie Stone's videos yesterday on my show.
What?
Yeah. They talking about it was blocked in all countries. In this country, I played that the brother song that she did.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah,
They tried to take the whole video down. I just got done trimming it off my video so I could keep the video so they wouldn't give me a strike.
yeah.
But yeah, the sister was very influential. She was the mother and the queen of neo soul.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. Yeah, she one of those people that helped start Neo Soul.
So then she have a baby with D'Angelo. I heard.
Yes.
Yeah, so she ushered in that whole era. Cause I was a preteen uh, teenager when she came out uh, with that track, brother. And then I learned later that she was part of that group called the Sequence.
Yeah, I think that's before the vertical hold that I mentioned. Yeah.
And then she was with another group, I think. So she
Yeah, it
was
was vertical. I said it was vertical hold.
oh Vertical Vogue and the Sequence. So she was with two groups, and then she went solo.
Yeah, she was solo after that. Then I think I feel she did quite well throughout the conditions, of that time.
Yeah,
She never compromised her music. And I
no,
respect that.
yeah, she stayed true to her craft.
It was good
And
though. So
she passed away. Did you hear how she passed away?
they just tried to pass with a car accident yesterday
Yeah, the
in
van she was
Alabama.
flipped over in the middle of the
Yeah,
highway,
like
and somebody was saying that she had heard something from the devil or something that if she took this trip she was gonna die or something. She had some kind of premonition beforehand.
I don't know. Mm.
It was kind of like how Sonya Massey, before she got killed, she was like, "I rebuke you in the name of Jesus." And the pig Sean Grayson shot her in the face and killed her after he told her to go turn the water off because she was boiling some water because she was supposed to cook something. Are you familiar with that underrated?
No.
Okay, so there was a sister by the name of Sonya Massey. She was killed last year. She had called the police to investigate an intruder that she thought was in her backyard, and
Oh, okay, 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 okay. Yeah, I know now. Yeah, okay, got it. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, but but today we're gonna celebrate the life of the late great Angie
yeah.
Stone. Anybody that wants to come up, please do. Don't be afraid. They'll be all right. Come on up.
So, do you have any like favorite songs from her that you liked?
There's so many. One of them is brother. Um, man, I can't.
Y'all in the
So,
chat, put your favorite Angie Stone songs in the chat. Like he named brother. Like I said, I tried to play brother on my show yesterday. They tried to copyright strike it. And then me and Shabaka was going back at it because he was like, "Where was Malcolm X in the video?" I'm like, "You didn't see Malcolm X in the video? Malcolm X was in the video. You didn't see the picture Muhammad all video." I think that was a good showing that she did.
yeah. So I was
Oh, there's Shabaka.
contemplating.
Oh, let
Huh?
me see if I can get Shabaka up here underrated. Hold on. He
No.
just texted me. I'm
Let's
gonna
talk
go.
about Angie Stone. Let's talk about Angie Stone, please.
Yeah, I'll tell him that.
Angie Stone. Let's talk about Angie Stone, please.
Okay.
If anybody wants to come up, there's a link right there. Please come up. Please come up. Yeah, yes, Foot Soldier. Yeah, yeah, that's one of my favorites too. Yeah,
Oh yeah, that was a good one. No More Rain. That was,
yeah.
all right, I told him so. If he come up, he's just gonna talk about Angie Stone.
Yeah, that's it. I'm feeling it, man. I am, man. Like,
I know I wanted to neo soul out all day yesterday. I was like, let me see if I can find my old neo soul playlist.
they're, wow. Always the good ones go, man.
Right.
Not fair.
It's never fair, but
Not
we all
fair.
got a out date. Some sooner rather than others, and it's an appointment you will not miss.
It's
Also,
okay for a soldier, but for a soldier, if you want, you come up and you talk about the song that you mentioned. No problem. You still come up if you want. No.
yeah, you can come up with something, chop it up with us about Angie Stone.
Yeah, you see, I mean, I want the ladies to come up. I really do. I want the ladies to come up. I really do. Shout out to Mahogany Roots. That's the one. That's how I found out that she passed away. And
Okay,
she was born and raised. She was born and raised in her hometown. I'm not gonna say the hometown, but she was born
okay.
and raised in the hometown that Mahogany Roots is from.
Oh,
And
okay.
so I reached out to Mahogany Roots too. So
I
hopefully,
found out.
hopefully she get the message. Hope she get the message. She can come up and send a link. Come to the panel and stuff. But.
Yeah,
So,
my
so, so,
lady.
I, so if you can't come, sis, I understand you busy. I understand. I feel like it's appropriate, reach out to her because she in her hometown, so she the one, put the information out on our channel, so it was appropriate. So I just feel like let me reach out to her, so
My lady
at
underrated.
least I can do that, huh?
My lady underrated. Seduction doll, who's been on here before. She was a big fan of hers as well, and I had to
Oh,
break the news to her yesterday. She's in the hospital right now, so keep her on her thoughts and prayers because she's having surgery, some serious surgery done.
okay, definitely. So but again, shout out to my channel, Underrated Dog, Yours Truly, the number one grinder, one of the best kept secrets on social media.
Yes, sir.
Let's celebrate the life of Sis Angie Stone. Rest in peace. Open panel. Hashtag the true 2025. The number one grinder. But I'm saying, let's go.
Yeah, she was. She definitely embodied with the epitome of a strong black woman. She
Yes.
was unapologetically black and unabashful about it. I mean, you see how
All right.
she rocked her all natural fro. She was a
Yep.
honest woman, and she didn't have to take off all her clothes like Lizzo. She didn't have to do none of that. She was very distinguished and well kept.
Yeah. And she, like I said, she compromised. You see the background right there that I put.
Yep, I
That's what I'm
love it.
talking about. Natural, beautiful. Didn't refuse to compromise to the system. You know what I mean? So
Wow.
that's what I got from her. I mean, so you got women. Oh,
She
we
was,
got no stat women. Yeah, look at her. But see, this world don't like
she
women
was
like that, huh?
and underrated. She was only 63.
That's young.
Mhm.
That's young. That's young though. And, anybody in the chat, if you know anybody that is free, please give them call some. Let them know that we're doing a trivia about do the tribute to the late great Angie Stone. Tell them to come through. Tell them to come through. Very much important. Tell them to come through. If they ain't doing nothing. Sad man. Man. You know, when I first heard about it, I was gonna do a video.
Yeah,
That's it. But I said it's appropriate, you know. Let me do a live.
yeah. I was like, I'm definitely gonna feature it on my show. I'm like, this is definitely gonna be one of the topics for the Frontline Black News. I'm trying
But
to
you
see.
know, for young, I was hearing a few hours ago, she went through a lot, you know, of the business, you know,
Right.
they hold her royalties and stuff. She been fighting for years, you know, the incentives and stuff. So, and you know, she wrote for other people too,
Yes, she did.
hits
And
too. She wrote for other people too.
yeah, she was a writer. Mm-hmm.
So,
Okay, Shabaka should be coming up here shortly. Yep, she wrote.
um,
She
huh?
also she also won a Grammy as well. Mm-hmm. And it was something else that she had did. I'm trying to remember off the top of my head because I had, like I said, I did cover this on my show last night. Oh, so out of it though.
Yes, Angie Stone passed, bro. She passed in a car accident in Alabama yesterday. Yes, sir. Salute to you, brother.
Oh, Brian Colbert.
Brother Brian, brother BC. Yes, she passed away. Yes,
Yep, untimely at 63.
that's young, young. That's young.
In a car crash of all things. And she's, in my understanding, underrated. She was in a passenger van with several other people, and she's the only one that passed away.
Yes, that's true.
Okay.
Yeah, Dan, you're right, bro. Welcome, brother.
Hey,
Sure,
How you
Sabaki.
doing?
yeah, how you be? How you be?
I'm sad, bro, about Angie Stone. Technically, I am.
Yeah, man. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yes, she is, Brian. She is fine. Yes, she is.
Yeah, she was very unapologetic about it too.
And she's beautiful inside and outside too, yo. Very rare.
All right, Shabaka. So, what are your thoughts on Angie Stone?
Okay, well, like I said, out here. Okay, just give me a second here, man. I got to hook up with some.
Okay.
Okay, folks. Yeah, I had to hook up the laptop right here. Okay, from what I understand, she was a very, very great talent, and then she was the only one that died in the van from information that I've done.
Yeah.
Okay, the question is, okay, may she rest in peace and power. Number one, let me say that. Okay, we're getting some feedback noise right here. Okay, so was this here an accident, or was this here an arrangement, if you know what I mean? Is because like with Whitney Houston, like with Michael Jackson, Sam
Yeah.
Cooke, okay,
Mm.
you know, a lot of times, you know, the artist's material is worth more with them being deceased as opposed to being alive. You see what I mean?
Yeah. Underrated had
And
just brought up that she was in a fight with the music industry behind her royalties.
For years.
royalties. Now we're talking about money. Very,
Yeah,
very
yeah, that's what I was
interesting.
talking about. Yeah,
Royalties.
that's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
The plot thickens. Mm-hmm. And first of all, to her family, she has our utmost of condolences. Okay, I think I've heard her material about once or twice, but I am going to make it a point, you know, to review her material.
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh, yeah.
and
I tried to take the video down last night because I played that video for y'all from her.
they took it down.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
tried to take
they like that. Yes.
All right, man. Well, then we got to get into the San Mateo, California County courts, man, to go start suing these clowns, man.
Got to find a
That's
lawyer
fair
that's
to you.
got particular fortitude to want to go up against these corporations.
Well, that's true, too.
Hey,
First
what's
place to
going
start.
on, man? That's my brother.
First
right
place to
there.
start
That's
is
man
UC
right here.
Berkeley.
Go ahead. He's shouting out the people in the chat, Shabaka. Just continue what you were saying.
Oh, yes, sir. The first place to start would be UC Berkeley. What you do is you find a law professor, man, to find up a cat, man, that's getting ready to pick up his JD degree, man, see if he wants to do it for extra credit. And if he wins, it'll definitely make a name for himself.
Right.
Well, let me get this in. Shout out to brother O'Head. That's my day one fan right there.
Okay.
I want you to go check out his podcast. I mean, check out his channel. Great information. I know this brother like 10 plus years and always like that.
Okay.
So yo, go check him out. He's in the chat. Go check him out. I recommend it. I don't recommend everybody, but I recommend some thorough ones. You know what I mean? So go check the brother out.
Okay, but at the same token, though, too, Grinda, everybody ain't to be recommended, if you know what I mean. You know what I'm saying?
That's how I pick and choose.
Yes, sir, absolutely.
Yes, sir. I just subbed up old head.
Got you. Oh, you at work? Okay, brother, no problem.
Okay, so therefore, as I had stated before, coming out of the West, okay, is because Universal Music Group, they're very, very powerful. Okay, and like we have stated before, is that some of this ratchetness in this music, they go to these cats, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not disrespecting nobody, okay? It's because it is called rhythm and poetry. But give me some rhythm and poetry, man, of something positive. Give me some songs of something positive,
It's out there. You just got to go searching for it. They're not promoting it, but it's out there.
Oh, yes, sir. Then maybe we can go ahead and promote it, man, and dig a little deeper. You know what I'm saying? And particularly, for the generations after me, man, is because your very survival is going to depend on it. Your very survival is going to depend on the cohesiveness of the Black community. Your very survival is going to depend on our economical development. Just like Grinda, you heard me say before, when old Trump said, let's get rid of diversity, equity, inclusion, best thing to happen. Why? Here's the flip side. When we start our Black businesses and what have you, then we don't have to be bound by it.
Right. But getting back to the music aspect, so this sister, she was on Code before it was on, but on Code was, before we even knew what it was. And she went on her way to display us in a positive image and herself as well.
Okay.
Industry, they want a certain image. This sister, she didn't live up to that image. She was a plus size sister. She was proud of her plus sizeness and unapologetically Black.
Right, and also too, she was on her way to another Black venture.
Yes, down in ATL, I believe.
Say that.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So she always served.
Yep, she was on her way to ATL.
She was on another Black venture.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And then on top of it, that's what they don't want us to have. And then to prove Grinda's point even further, I just finished watching Training Day. As much as I love Denzel Washington, man, that movie stunk. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah, he got an Oscar for that, but not Malcolm X.
Yeah, and then the cool part about it is, but this is why that they are called actors, because all of us love Denzel, man. You know what I'm saying?
Garbage on tonight too, Shabaka.
What's on tonight?
We got to stay on Angie Stone because I told.
Yeah. I'm not deviating away from the topic, but I'm going to research Miss Stone, okay, and then I'm gonna ask you brothers to enlighten me about it because I have heard the name, but I never saw her quality of work, and from what I understand, it was very, very positive.
Yes.
Always positive. Always
uplifting
our people.
She gave birth to the genre.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Judge. Go ahead, Judge.
Oh, I was just letting Shabaka know she gave birth to the genre of neo soul.
Okay, all righty.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
She one of the few started neo soul. One of the few. She's like, you know,
And she
uh,
married
Okay,
a brother.
light me on neo soul.
Brother, neo soul. So you know soul music, right?
Yes, I grew up on it.
So neo soul is an adaptation or extension of that.
Okay, all right. So she was evolving the soul music.
yes.
Yes.
Okay, all righty.
Make put the like the people who like you say grew up with soul, and you know how us the people took soul to popular music.
Yes,
Mhm.
sir.
That's what neo soul is, extension from soul music, and they try and take it to popular music. And she was one of those that never run away
Okay,
from soul
okay.
music, everything. You know, everything. Now, let me. Now, I know y'all know, but I want
Yeah.
people to understand. I want people to understand what I get from it.
Okay.
She the music, soul music. That's one identity, but the lifestyles and the condition, the social content with it, that's for me.
Right.
And so
Okay.
Angie Stone stand by it, and she was extensions from it. So that was she was all about positive, but she was talking about our people. She was talking about the condition. She always talking about love of our people. She always talking about the betterment of our people. So
Yep.
to me, the neo soul is like the extension
Okay.
of soul music.
Okay. Okay.
And
Okay.
so that's what I'm saying. So and she was one of the few started it. Now there is a few with her had helped too.
Yeah,
But
like
there's a
Erica
few.
Badu,
So you know, you got Chico DeBarge, you got
Chico DeBarge,
D'Angelo.
D'Angelo. She
You,
married. She had a baby by D'Angelo.
yeah, baby by D'Angelo, yes. And
Okay.
so these people they just bringing their own thing and Neo Soul and stuff like that. You know, there's a few others have.
Flowers.
We got a Erica Badu.
Yep, Erica
She
Badu,
Oh
Flowers.
yeah, I
part
dig
of
me
Neo
some
Soul.
Erica Badu.
Yes,
Yes,
she
sir.
part of the Neo Soul movement back then.
Okay.
So we had these people. They say, "Hey, look, this is our story.
Mm-hmm.
This is our movement."
Right.
Because we have to understand back then. I'm telling my age, but it's like maybe how they. I'm just going by how I just assumed that
Mm-hmm.
soul music at that time, people was forgetting about it.
Okay.
For me.
Okay.
And so we talking about like 30, 40 years behind that, it was popular. But throughout the decade, they was like, yeah, yeah, well, that's some soul. So I guess that the neo soul was created, and like the brother said, Angie Stone was the forefront.
Mm-hmm.
They bring back
Yeah,
our
for
story, our movement,
mm-hmm.
the way you're supposed to love each other between the black man and the black woman, our
Right.
Yes,
issues,
sir.
hold each other accountable.
Mm-hmm.
And so I want people to understand today when we talk about Neo Soul, we talk about Angie. She just want us as a people to hold each other accountable to be better for it as a people. And
Mm-hmm.
I want people to understand what I'm saying. And brothers up here and sisters, I've urged you. It's up to you. I urge you to please come up because we want to hear your perspective and everything. It's very important. And so,
Where's Sister 12 at?
I don't know.
Hopefully she'll be tapping in.
Yeah, it's happening. And so it's very important that she not just embrace women, she embraced brothers too. And
Yes,
I
she
want people to
did.
understand that. She
She wasn't
sometimes
on
she
that
hard on the
campus.
brothers, want us to be
Right.
accountable. And I don't mind her with the sister, it's common to be hard and so that but she want the beautiful of us as a people. And
Right.
so this for me personally, it's hard. I
Yes.
don't it's very hard for me because I grew up watching Angie Stone. Angie Stone came out. I was in my early 30s.
Yeah. I was a. I
So
was. I said I was a preteen.
Oh, so we hit Nia Soul and stuff like that. So yes.
Okay, and if I may say there, Grinder, you okay? I'm calling you Grinder because I see
Yeah, yeah, that's all right. No, it's cool. It's cool. It's cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
his number
Okay.
grinder, underrated darkness.
Okay, and it's very, very imperative, man, that we have positive music is because, see, we are a spiritual people by nature.
Yeah,
You see what I mean? And one thing that kept our spirit going, on the continent, through the passage, man, on the plantation, was our music. You see, and then on top of it, when you sing and doing that hard work, it teaches you how to breathe. You see what I mean? Just like how we was talking about the double punch bowl, Oh man, and I'm still on that one right there.
that was a lot to ingest right there.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. And then also too is that you have to look at that when our people started moving westbound out there to Los Angeles. You see what I'm saying? We couldn't stay in Hollywood, so we had to go into the Baldwin Hills. We had to go in the Windsor Hills or what have you. You see what I mean? But then, as one of our colleagues, as you know, Brother Che, who did the video on Oscar Mature about how the lot of the black talent was stolen.
Oh yeah, I know Oscar Mature. I did a video on him.
Yeah, you did
a couple
do
years
it.
ago. He was
on Oscar Mature. Yes, sir. Okay, and then on top of it too is that his filmmaking skills was stolen by the D.W. Griffiths, stolen by the Howard Hawks. Wait a minute, the John Hustons, and let's see who's the other movie director out there. Okay, I have to check notes, and whatnot. But the point is without people such as Miss Stone, Roberta Flack, Ike Tina
another
Turner,
one passed away.
Yeah. Gladys Knight, Patti LaBelle. You see what I'm saying?
Franklin.
She was the queen of soul. You see what I'm saying? She was the queen of soul. Like her song "Respect" that spoke for a generation. You see what I mean?
Now, I want to throw this in, and we get back to Angie Stone. I know a lot of people have said, "Why you don't?" I noticed y'all don't say about Dionne Warwick. Dionne Warwick would say a popular music. She had white conductors, and she had white writers. I'm not taking that away from me because they did say, write certain things, about the world. So I'm giving props for that, but when they talk about soul, Dionne Warwick was not part of that sector back then at that time. It doesn't take nothing away because now when we see, I got underrated music tour. I got to do a story of Dionne Warwick. I'm gonna break it down, but I just want to say this now. When in the 70s, and then when she started singing with the Spinners background, that's when you hear the soul and stuff like that. That's
right.
You know what I'm saying? So I want people to understand that and everything. But I would on underrated music talk. I don't know when. I will do a story about Dionne Warwick. I just want to throw people because there are people throughout the years that she don't know about soul. Yes, you do have some soul, but I want you to understand you're part of pop.
Yeah.
Right. And then keep in mind, though, too, Grinder, is that Dionne Warwick, a lot of her songs was written by a white dude by the name of Burt Bacharach.
Yeah, and Hal Davis.
Yeah, there you go. Yes, sir. There you go.
Right.
And she used to go with Isaac Hayes, too.
Huh?
She used to go with Isaac Hayes.
Oh, she did got a lot of little soul on the downloaded. Okay.
Yeah, yes, sir. And then I also too, paying more respect to Miss Warwick, and I know we're on Mr. Stone here, but what Dionne did during the time of the rap generation, when it first became popular, Dionne real early in the morning invited Snoop Dogg, all the major rappers, and the very first thing that she said was, "Which one of you cats here want to call me the B word?" Yeah. And she had her security with her, and not saying, not taking nothing away from Snoop Dogg or Dr. Dre or what have you, but she gave them something to think about.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? So I respect her
Yeah, I
for
expect
that
that,
as
right.
well. Yeah, and I respect her for that. And then on top of it as well,
Um,
too, there was
is,
another crew
did she pave
called the.
did she pave the way for a Angie Stone and a Erica Badu and a Lauryn
I think
Hill?
Deanna already did. Yeah, if she didn't do it directly, she did it indirectly.
Okay.
Say this though, that you know, as we know, Aretha Frank is the queen of soul. We know that.
Yes, sir.
Right,
Hands down.
Ain't no dispute about it. Aretha wrote her own stuff. She played
Yep.
right.
the piano. She did produce
Yep.
some of the stuff, and so let's understand this though too. Did she had a pulse of our people and around the world? So so I'm not talking about y'all in the
Okay.
panel. I'm not talking about people in the chat. I'm talking about people outside.
Yeah.
When y'all be saying, "Oh, she no," she got 12 or 13 Grammys, all right,
Okay.
and majority was like soul music.
Yep.
Right.
She was one
She
of
was
those.
the
She was
queen
one
of
of
soul.
those take soul music to the next level of popular music. Now,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she did.
see. I'm talking ones I see. Y'all really don't want this work. So we're gonna stick to Angie Stone. Okay? Y'all don't want this work. I see. No, y'all don't want this work. So we gonna stick to Angie Stone. I just want people to understand where the foundation of Angie Stone that come from, that the brothers
Yeah.
is talking about. And that's when the
Okay.
soul music come in and the neo soul come, then R&B and all that stuff come in the picture. Now again, Dion was part of it. I'm talking soul. I'm saying for me in the swim stick, not really, but we cannot deny her greatness.
Right.
Right.
We can't deny her greatness. So we got the, you know, but like I said for the underrated music talk, if y'all want me to do Dion Wood, y'all gotta let me know right now. You want me to do Dion Wood
I,
underrated music talk?
yes. Go do it.
Okay, I'm going to do it. I got to do some digging now, but I'm just letting you know right now. It's going to be certain people you ain't gonna like what I said. I'm not talking about y'all, but people outside. But I'm just saying. I'm just letting you know that when people talking about with Dionne Warwick, oh, she never sold. She always was soulful, but you got to understand, she was around pop. She did a popular music, a pop. I'm not
Yeah.
saying that some of the songs was not R&B. It was, but most of the stuff was like pop.
Mm-hmm.
So you got the great Burt Bacharach. He was not just a songwriter, but he was conductor and arranger and
Right.
producer. And Hal Davis, he just producer and write songs. So again, let me tell you it again. In the 60s, I'm not saying they wrote no songs that deals with the world. Yes, they did. I'm not saying they didn't. But I'm just saying of her career in the 60s, it was really pop.
Yeah.
Had some soul in it. I'm not gonna say it didn't, but mostly pop.
Pop.
In
Crossover.
the 70s, different story. Because you
Yeah.
know, at the time his was not really coming. And then you know, she met with some family on Sounds of Philadelphia, you know, the late great Tom Bell, and you know, she
Right.
saying background with the Spinners, and also she did the
Oh yeah.
and then
The
she
Marvelette.
came right, the legendary, right. The late Tom Bell and the late Linda Creek. They she had an album about the year of the cat, something like that. Y'all gotta pull it up back in '75. That I think it should get
Oh,
more
you will
noticed.
remember that, Chewbacca. That was your prime
Yeah, I
time.
remember 75 very well. And also too, Grinder, another woman, man, to give a lot of respect to, man, who was a white woman. Her name was Carole King because she was the one that wrote the
Yeah,
song The Natural Woman for
yeah,
Aretha Franklin.
Yep.
right.
And then those,
Yeah, and
those
yeah, right.
weirdos try to get the song banned, talking about it was transphobic.
What song was that?
A natural born woman.
Saying it was, oh my God.
See, the people, we should not be surprised how the system is towards us as a people. They never. I mean, it's just what I'm saying. Like, so we have to understand there are women are trailblazers, and
Right.
we have to understand that. You know, and I appreciate that. You know, Carol King, where she was not afraid to show her soulful.
Yeah.
She would be a
Right.
backlash for that. You know what I mean, so.
Right.
There are people do not look like us, do identify our soulfulness and it gravitates to them. Like
Yeah, like Tina Turner.
y'all want me, right. Y'all ain't right. You want me to go and see, y'all ain't right. Y'all start me up something. Y'all ain't right.
We gonna let a fire up underneath you.
Yeah, you ain't right. But then there was another white woman. Her name was Joni Morrison.
Joey Morrison.
I heard the name. Yeah.
She has some soulful and stuff like that. So we gotta understand they do identify the black woman soulfulness. They identify the struggle. They identify the movement.
You remember that
It was
song?
not just the women. It's not just let me add. It's not just the women movement. It's the soulful music that we created years ago, and they identified it. It touched their soul. That's why, like, you hear how they play different instruments, how they sound and stuff like that. And so we gotta understand Angie Stone come from that. She come from the church too. So she come from the church and also the soulful part of the world. So we gotta give her credits to Hail the Ray. Yeah, man, it is a shot, Angie Stone. Thanks for coming. Hit the like button, please. And so we have to understand that we not just celebrate Angie Stone. Yeah, that's the primary, young lady. But we have to understand there are other black women that have trailblazed to and understand the soulful music, and we have to give them credit too. So
and also too, Miss Rosetta Sharp, if I'm saying her name.
Yeah, Rosetta Sharp. That's the first black woman that played the guitar. She the one, but took gospel soul to the next level.
Yes, sir.
See, Shabbat, you better stop it. You starting me up. You see, you gonna make me teach, and then I was, oh man, you gonna make me see, and then Rosetta Sharp. I did an underrated boxing talk, underrated music talk on that. Yeah, come on, stop playing.
I see
stop playing with us, man. So there are women had set the tone even decades before that, but was not noticed though because our music, it was white people was robbing our music, rob our content, especially black women. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Rosetta Sharp. Now people told, what about Mahalia Jackson? Mahalia Jackson too, but she sang in gospel. But when she started singing, it was other label of popular music took Mahalia Jackson to another notch of gospel. But Rosetta, she's still struggling because back at that time it was uncalled for. It was unheard of that a black woman that played the guitar was singing her own song. Also, she was playing with different jazz greats.
Yeah.
And so you gotta understand they wasn't talking about back then. So we have to understand that that's what we talking about, the soul music. Then we talk about jazz, Ella Fitzgerald.
Yes,
you gotta put it there.
Oh yeah, I was about to mention that.
Sarah Vaughan. I mean, the late. I'm sorry, the late great
Diana Washington.
Yeah, Diane Washington. She died. She committed suicide back in the mid-60s and stuff. So we gotta understand our women back then. They put their own thing of soul. Maybe it was a different generic, but it was soul. So we have to understand Angie Stone come from that. So when the brothers mention different women and stuff like that, and we have to understand that these are women that paved the way. And also, so that's what, like, when Brother Jesse was talking about almost 45 minutes ago when he was
Yeah.
talking about Angie Stone. Yeah, Angie Stone was one of the cornerstones of neo soul.
Mm-hmm.
She was one of the ones that started it, and so we have to acknowledge that. You know, there's other. I'm not gonna say there's no other. There ain't others. There was, but she was in the forefront of it, and so we have to understand that it was important to her to take one of the ones take the baton and make it bring soul back to let people know of the soul and remind the people of the black woman and the black man in the past had been in soul music, maybe was not noticed, and but at the same time by her playing it, then they hear something. I ain't know I hear this person or that person. Yeah, they made records and stuff, you know. So we have to understand that also especially black women, they paid the way of soul music, R&B, classic R&B,
Right.
pop, blues, every genre of music, the black woman spearhead that. And even the ones that some brothers mentioned, we gotta pay homage to that. So
And also too,
underrated.
don't forget.
Hold on, Shabaka. Underrated.
Yeah.
You got a typo on the title on Celebrate. You misspelled Celebrate. That's all I wanted to let you know.
okay. Was it I spelled 2
It
hours?
was no. You put an E where there was supposed to be an A,
Okay.
or you put an A where there was supposed to be an E. One of the two.
Okay. I fix it. I fix it.
Okay, and then another sister who we want to pay homage to, who is from Azania, her name was Miriam Makeba.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, check out her song Cameroon. Check out her song African Sunset. And when we had the podcast up there, you know, we will allow that there to be our introduction, our intro.
And you know she from the same town of the one who said Samakuma. What was his name? Oh my God.
Hugh Masekela. She was married to
Yeah, she was the same town from him, right? Samakusa, yeah. So yeah. Man, we lost Roberta Flack too, Angie Stone. Yeah, back to back. And don't forget about Gwen McCrae. We lost her last week.
Yep.
Oh man, George McCrae's sister.
Yep, and we lost one of the Isley brothers too.
Yeah, those are Isley brothers. Yeah, Isley brothers' brother-in-law,
Chris Jasper.
See, we lost a lot of great. And then see, it goes show. This is what I'm saying. This is within 2 weeks, fam.
Yep.
Yeah.
Back to back.
Yeah, but as you know, Grinda, they go in threes, you know, not being facetious. You know what I'm saying? Like we lost Roberta Flack, we lost Jerry Butler, and we lost
Jerry Butler, next one,
the Iceman, you know, and then the third one right there.
And let me say this though, and I didn't mean to get off the sisters. Jerry Butler's a Hall of Fame. He was a Hall of Fame on, I know, as an impressionist, but he need to be in the Hall of Fame of solo.
Curtis Mayfield.
Right. Curtis Mayfield, right, the impressionist, right. But he need to be in the Hall of Fame of solo and songwriting.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I believe that. Yeah.
And then keep in mind, Grinda, you out of NYC, right?
Yeah.
Born and raised.
Yes, sir. Okay. Now, Chicago was also created its own genre too, called Southside Chicago Blues. This is where Butler came from. This is where the impressions came from. Keep on pushing, boom, 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 with a little bit of soul. The emotions.
And also let's not forget the late Tyrone Davis.
There you go. If I could only turn back the hands of time. I remember that song very well.
So I can stop. You started me already. I'm trying to behave myself. You want me to go? I put on my hat and start teaching them. People will be like, yo, man, I don't know. I know y'all know, but I don't know. Yeah. So, but see, that's supposed to be a genre, but they never put it there. See, this is what I'm saying. Why are we so great? We could take. Do y'all know? And I underrated music talk. I did talk about it. Do you know a blues? There's 7, 8 different types of blues.
I
I
didn't
didn't
know
know
that.
that many. I know it was at least 3 or 4. I didn't
No,
know
more
that.
than that.
I didn't know it was that
I did.
many.
I did all the music talk on this a few years ago. When I pull it up, I gotta look for it, y'all.
Okay.
It's gonna take me some time. When I look it up, I gotta save it to my computer or wherever it is. And yeah, blues, yes.
Wow.
And now
Well,
some white people have identified and trying to call their own blues, but it really comes from us.
it
Yeah,
comes from.
but if you want some blues, you got to give it to one and only Mr. B.B. King.
Oh, I was just about to bring him up, Shabaka. I was damn. You beat me to it. I was just about to.
Yeah,
Bring him.
and also too, the late great Slim Harpo.
Oh
He
yeah.
had a first. His blues song was made Billboard, and I think he got an award for that too.
Mm.
Now, listen, who's Slim Harpo? He one of the. I think he's very underrated of blues and stuff. He passed away on time in 1970. I forgot how he passed away, but he was 40 something. He was young, but
Okay.
Say that again now.
Do you remember what Underrated's talking about? The brother when he passed away in 1970.
Okay,
Slim
which brother
Harpo.
would that be?
Slim Harpo.
Mr. Har. Okay, I can't recall the name. I'm not denying he did not exist, but I just don't recall the name.
He made quite a few songs, but the song that I really like, "Baby Scratch My Back."
Okay.
Look that up. Yeah, it's on YouTube. Slim Harpo.
Okay.
Slim
Harpo.
Baby Scratch My Back.
I've heard of him, underrated, but I didn't know all his music history like that.
Yeah. Slim Harpo. Yeah, look at he made some. He know how to play the harmonica and also
I knew he played
guitar.
The harmonica, the guitar, and I want to say the piano.
I think, but the Slim Harpo, that song, "Baby Scratch My Back." Oh my God! You hear the blues, you hear R&B, and you hear that that deep down blues, but you hear some R&B. You hear a little R&B, but you hear that deep thing. Oh my God! Because see, we gotta be careful. Like if we think of the song and we make some sounds, they can call you up for copyright too. So I'm just saying y'all gotta go to Slim Harpo, "Baby Scratch My Back," but he also had other hits too. Okay. But that's one of my favorites, Slim Harpo.
I did the copyright disclaimer. I read it out. I did all that. They still try to take the videos out.
They don't care
because they don't like this truth of what we say. And like I said, man, I'm gonna research it the next time I hit California.
I'm like,
going there into the San Mateo County courts because that's the only place where you can sue them rascals.
That video I played had to be that impactful from Angie Stone that you can't play this in this country. Like, what the hell?
Oh, yeah, man. See, that's that BS, man. You know what I'm saying? That's that BS.
But that
I forgot, Shabaka. I gotta let you know this. I know I said the late Hazel Dukes, president of NAACP, she passed away of the age 92. I'm just putting it out there. I know there are some people.
Bless her heart. That's a full life. Condolences to her family, but that's a full life. Full life.
That's a full life. I know people how they
that's
feel
a full
about NAACP. I feel you on that, but another one passed.
Hey, man, if you live, you're gonna die. You know what I'm saying? Not being facetious, but it's just a fact of life.
She lived a lot. 92. Hey.
Yeah.
Hey.
She got to get into her twilight years and still had all her faculties.
Yeah, exactly. All that.
Like,
and then, as they say,
I know how we feel of the NAACP and stuff. Like we get it, but we just gonna put that on the side. She passed away, so we gotta dedicate the live. We gotta dedicate the live. We gotta dedicate.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, we jump on it. We jump on the NAACP another time. We jump on them.
Oh.
But Hazel do, she's a president. She was a president, long-time president of NAACP. She passed away at age
Press
92.
it meant something when it actually meant something. Yeah, and she was back then. Yeah, so yeah, we got to pay homage for that.
Yeah, pay homage to that. Despite how you feel, but she in her own way fight for our people. So she doctor. So we gotta pay our respect for her and everything. So, but get back. We were talking about the black woman that of soul, popular music. I mean, about popular music, but popular music of soul, classic R&B, and all that. We gotta understand that all that built into soul music.
Yeah,
Yeah. And
and
then
those,
not to mention
it's like a
to
tree. All the music that we have curated in this country, it's like a tree, and each one has its own branch, and
yeah, exactly.
one
And
is
another group,
an evolution of the previous. And we
yes,
got to
sir.
keep in our cultures. Like shout out to Beyonce with the country music. That is also one of the genres that we created. We created so much stuff that we're not getting credit for, and it's about time we get.
What happened?
Don't get me on the spill now, but
Oh,
yeah,
there's underrated. Oh, okay. All right. See,
Nah,
this is how we
ain't
do.
me, man. We telling the truth, so they trying to mess us up. But I got you.
Oh,
mhm.
yeah,
Yeah,
yes,
but
sir. And then also too, another one who I want to mention, Dag Nabbit. Okay, see, this is what happens when you get old. Okay, there was another one, man, who was a great songwriter as well too, and it was a sister that wrote a lot of hit. Oh, Gladys Knight.
Yeah, Gladys Knight. My grandma loved Gladys Knight.
yeah,
And
Everybody dug Gladys Knight.
yeah.
Yeah,
yeah, but
everybody dug Gladys Knight.
my grandma
And
playing
then,
her songs and
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 her
also another one. She's still living. Her husband passed away like years ago. On Valerie Ashford Simpson.
you talking about Valerie Simpson. Yeah,
Yes.
Nick Ashford and Valerie Simpson. Yeah, they was some of Motown's biggest songwriters.
And
we
And
also,
then
also,
and they did
and
the
also
song called Solid as a Rock.
right, and also they do this when they create their own in the 70s. They wrote some hit. They wrote some icon songs too
Oh
in the
man, to
70s
me,
and
the
80s.
biggest hit in the 70s and 80s that made was that one called It Seems to Hang On.
yeah, seems to hang on.
Yes, sir. And then out here in the West, too, as you know, is that they do a lot of, how should I say, I'm not going to use the word extortion, but basically that's what it is. Yeah, but they use a lot of power plays against us. Now, look at what they did with Bill Cosby. Okay.
Oh Lord.
Yeah.
Now you
Now, they
take
hit Bill Cosby with all these cases, but you know what Bill Cosby tried to do? He was going to go buy NBC.
him and Bob Johnson and it was another one. It was
Yeah.
like three of them
Yeah.
that wanted to go back to NBC, and they said no. It might have been Brian Allen, and it was like no.
And also let's understand what and let's understand because I want to bring up something about the African Himes back in this slavery, but I want to bring this in. I want to bring this up too. That oh man, I lost my
Start writing down,
Grinder.
Grinder, start right down what you want to talk about, man. You ought to see these stacks of
It really slipped my mind. But it's in my mind, but it's gonna come to me. But
off underrated. I just want to get this out. Black family, we created every music genre in this country except for polka.
I don't know why you said polka, Jesse. I don't know why you said polka.
Because we didn't create that shit.
But even then, even like with music, even before music, there are brothers that create African hymns, but we talk about the black woman today. Even black woman was create African hymns, back in slavery. So
Right.
we know when to move, when I read,
Yep.
and all that too. So and it is off the top of the head.
Yeah.
And then also too, Grinder, to keep in mind when we was doing that work, and as we were singing what they would call the spirituals, that
Negro
teaches you how
hymns.
to breathe to conserve
Yeah,
your strength, because it was
yeah,
sun up to sundown. You see.
Yep.
yeah.
So when you see the crack of dawn, particularly in daylight savings time, man, well, this is a 14-hour shift. You see, so we would breathe through through the singing. Also, too, this is how we would communicate, such as swing low, sweet chariot, looking for to carry me home. All right, that was the word that Sister Harriet was giving out. Like, look, this train is getting ready to come through, and now's the time to get on the train, and there ain't no turning back on that train. And I can imagine that she had to level that street sweeper, had a whole bunch of them fools, 6 feet, 285-pound super heavyweight contenders. Oh, Miss Harriet, we can't leave Master. He been so good to us. And she would lock and load. Hey, man, you either going to be free, you're going to be dead. And you got like about 3 seconds to make up your mind.
Yep.
Yeah, so let me read this out, y'all. We read this
Okay.
announcement. Welcome to my channel, Honorary Darkness. Y'all true, the number one grinder, one of the best case secrets. We got Brother Jesse and we'll go by Shabaka. And also the title today, we are celebrating the life of Sister Angie Stone. Rest in peace. Open panel. Hashtag the truth 2025, and also our number one grinder. And please engage in the chat. Please engage. Please engage. And we'll just breaking down some stuff, and all that is connected and stuff. We just wanted to pay homage to our late sister Angie Stone, and the ones um before her too. And we want to pay our respects today because they
Yeah.
deserve it, because they did the heavyweight. Not saying Angie
Yeah,
Stone
they
did not
did.
do the heavyweight. We ain't say that, but she did. They did the heavyweight, and we gotta make sure we pay our respects. And oh yeah, this what I want to say too, talking about how they did Bill Cosby. This is what I want to say. Look how they did Sam Cooke, the late great Sam Cooke.
Oh, man.
Okay.
Oh, Grinder. Yeah, glad you brought up Sam Cooke, man, because he got
Yeah,
shot and killed in Los Angeles, man, off of 88th and Figueroa at a
If I could
motel.
take you straight to the site where it happened.
Oh, yes, sir. I could take you to the site where Marvin Gaye got killed. I could take you to the site where Sam Cooke got killed. I could take you to the corner of where Reginald Denny got beat up during the rebellion
Steve Bigley
of
was good.
19. Yeah. And then I could also take you to where they beat up Rodney King out there in the San Fernando Valley. Oh, and then if you want another morbid tour, I could take you to the place where the O.J. Simpson case went down.
Yep.
So
I
so
could take
let's
you right to the
understand
front door.
Yeah, so to this day, my second brother was born on 1964. That case is still unsolved.
Mm.
It's not solved, and so there are people that talked about it. People like I'm tired of talking about it, but when you have, and I think there's a lot. I think what it was when he did change will come. He was.
Yeah.
I'm talking about outside looking in. This is my opinion. He was reaching out, not just the late great Dr. Martin Luther King, but also the late great Malcolm X.
Yes, sir.
And
Oh, yes, sir. I saw Malcolm speak
he
as
was
a
using
child.
his influence to make sure us as African descent to stand up, and he was not afraid. And so
Yeah.
that stuff has happened. I know there's gonna be some black women don't like what I say this, but hey, one thing we know that the government had hired this woman. She was into narcotics and gambling and stuff. Or she said she shot of self-defense, and I don't believe that.
Oh, okay. All right. Now, from what I understand on that there, Grinder, okay, the situation went down off of 88th and Figueroa in the heart of South Central LA. allegedly that Mr. Cook and this woman that went to the motel room, and a woman that came out and grabbed Sam Cook's pants and saying that he was trying to rape her, but in actuality, she was robbing Mr. Cook. And the motel manager came out there and shot Sam Cook, and she didn't even realize who she had shot until they had the inquest off into it. You see?
Oh, I don't believe that.
Now, this is LA County. Okay.
Right.
And keep in mind, folks, that not only do you have the city of Los Angeles, you also have the county of Los Angeles.
Two different cities.
Yes, sir. And then keep in mind, it was something that Mr. Cook had wanted to start controlling his own copyrights and things of that nature right there. Okay, now, let's look at the situation with Whitney Houston.
Same thing.
See, let's look at the situation with Whitney Houston. See what I'm saying? And really, and what it is that our music is like gold for the world. It's like platinum for the world, just like the minerals is on the continent of Africa. And this is why I appreciate President Traore of Burkina Faso of picking up where Thomas Sankara left off at. You know, you fools coming up here getting all our materials, our music, our creativity rights, our gold and all that, and we supposed to sit there and say, you the boss, yeah, yes, the boss, like Uncle Ben Carson.
Got
Carson on his own meds.
Got to. Let me introduce to my brother right here, C. Digley. Introduce yourself, please. Welcome.
Hey, what up?
Great. Hey, what's good, folks? How you been? Number one, hey, Underrated Darkness. I just came support my brother.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Yeah, I mean, when I got the notification about your stream, I was like, what happened to Angie Stone? I'm like, oh, damn, she went?
Yeah, she died in a crash.
Car accident in Alabama.
Oh, damn. And, you know, I hope her son wasn't with her.
No.
Because she had a son. Because I know she has a son with D'Angelo.
Right. No, the son wasn't there. She was traveling to do another black venture.
Yeah,
okay.
She was on her way. She was leaving Mobile, Alabama.
Right.
Okay. Oh, Mobile. All right. That's where
Mobile, right.
Orlando Jones is originally
She was
from.
on her way to another venture. So
yeah.
Her son was not. But everybody in the car did not die except her.
Now, who was driving the car?
And what exactly caused the accident?
A semi truck ran into her or some crazy shit.
But any word on the driver of that semi truck?
Yeah, but before we continue, let me
I haven't investigated it like that yet.
Right, but let me put this out there first, y'all. Let me put this out there before we continue. Hold on. Let me put this out there. How I found out Sister Angel passed away is by Mahogany Roots. That's how I found out. Because I was going to take care of some things. That's how I found out through her. So we gotta get credit to Mahogany Roots. So shout out to Mahogany Roots. That's how I found out. It was on a channel. I just want to shout out to the sister to let her know that's how I found out. Thank you for the information. And so there's some more digging, and it's right. And so she was born of the same town that Mahogany Roots in. Hopefully we can get in touch with her so Mahogany can come on here, and because like that. But I hope she go. But shout out to Mahogany Roots. That's how I got the information from her channel.
And I just want to throw this in. She had some kind of premonition that she was gonna die. Like she had close to her daughter or one of her close confidants that she had seen the devil, and the devil told her something that this was gonna happen to her on her way from that previous venue.
Oh.
Yeah, saw some real spooky stuff going on. It's powerful niggatry at work. She was also fighting the record companies for her masters in publishing.
Shout out to Prince for explaining to a lot of people the importance of owning their masters.
Right.
So So I mean, Ray Charles, he had to fight for his masters.
He
I
know
mean, he's
he's
the
the
greatest.
first one. He's the first one to go to his masters in the early
Mhm.
1960s. Very unheard
Yeah,
of.
Mm-hmm.
I remember. I remember watching this documentary about the late Screaming Jay Hawkins, and he talked about, and in it, a confidant of his said they went to the execs, and he was talking about his royalties and such. Next thing you know, he found himself in the trunk of a car, and he's threatened at gunpoint.
Wow.
I
We
mean,
have to
that's
understand.
why,
Right. Got
huh?
go
That's
go
why,
ahead, bro.
huh? Excuse
Now
me.
go finish.
That's why, I got to give props to somebody like Michael Jackson who understood the business, and he learned that from
Yes.
Right.
from Daddy Joe and Barry Gordy. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, a lot of people forget that Little Richard never owned his masters, but he
Right.
was given it. He was given his masters at the end of his life from Michael as a gift because Michael understood how the music industry works.
He sure
Yeah,
That's
did.
so
why,
so and we have to understand there are other women back then was fighting for their own. Even back then, like decades, will fight for their own masters too. That they're unheard of.
hmm
So we gotta understand this is dirty business. And so I'm talking about us
oh,
as a people.
dirty,
It's very dirty
dirty is the right way to
internationally,
say it.
and we have to understand that like the brother saying Angie Stone was fighting. She was fighting for royalties and copyrights and masters
Mhm.
for years. She said
Yep.
I did song over 40 years, and they was taking it and paying for other people.
Yeah.
Come on. And he said my song was not registered.
Mm-mm.
But you guys
Who
gotta
told
know
that
that if
lie?
you in this business, you gotta make sure your song registered so you get the royalties and you get the incentives. So she said she want to leave it to some of her kids. He said, I said I shouldn't fight. I said I should be well off, and so my kids and my grandkids can live off this. And she's still fighting for it. So it goes to show now.
That's what happened with Nina Simone in California.
Yeah, another one. We
Yep.
forgot about her.
Yeah. Mississippi,
That's
goddamn.
another one standing for our people. That she made
Right.
sacrifice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then
Was it?
guess
She
who?
told the story like. No, go ahead. Sorry, Jay.
Go ahead.
I'm
Okay.
Jay.
listening.
Yeah, okay. All right. Nina Simone made a record called Mississippi Goddamn during the height of the civil rights movement. Okay.
Oh,
And
okay.
then her descendants did not get her royalties. And guess who okayed it for them not to get their royalties? Your
Kamala
former vice
Harris.
president when she was the attorney general of California.
Saying,
Kamala Harris.
Yeah, the one that fixes greens in the bathtub. Yeah, her.
Yeah.
you talking about? You talking about that she put she put liquid salt in the greens? Oh, did I say that in the top? What's that?
Yeah, she was washing
But
greens in the bathtub, man.
That's what she said.
Yep. That's what she said.
don't
Not
y'all
like
do that in the South? Didn't they
That's
what they
in
do in the
public.
South?
That's on
hell
public.
no, not no bathtub in the sink,
Right. You
maybe.
don't put no bathtub.
And then folks remember her classic line when she was running for president. Oh, I'm not gonna do nothing strictly for black people. No.
No,
Welcome
no.
back.
You got to hit
Welcome
that
back,
high pitch,
Pussy
man.
Soldier. Welcome back, Pussy Soldier. Welcome back, sister.
You got to hit that
Yeah,
high
you're
note like
right.
Prince, man. Like no.
No, I'm not that kind of guy, brother.
Got too much
Nah.
stereotype.
That
But I
you
get
got too much bass, Jesse.
you.
Sorry, man. Sorry, Jesse. But
That's Shabaka.
sometimes I gotta.
That's our West Coast correspondent. That's the OG right there.
Oh, sorry. My apologies, sir. Sure respect my elders.
But we
Yeah,
have
it's
to
all good. Now
understand.
live long enough, sonny, you'll be old too. Time don't wait for nobody.
Well, let me read the comments. Yeah, let me read the comments here. For social, unfortunately, it happens to a lot of our great people. Yeah, exactly. And that was an insult to me. Yeah, it is an insult. Yes, it is. I
Shout out
agree
to
with
the
that.
lyricist, hands down, K Reno out of Houston. He said he had a whole song called about your royalties. He made a whole rap song about the importance of owning your royalties and your masters.
Right.
But
But that's your
but you
goal.
know what though? Let me say this before we continue.
It's called Better Off Dead.
Yeah. But let me say this: any of us has stand up against this system. We talk about music, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
They end up dying. They end up being dead. Knows that, right?
Yeah.
Or they sick,
Yep.
Yep.
or they disappear.
Okay, let me ask you this here, Grinder. You ever been to Los Angeles, man?
Never.
Okay, if you ever go, it's a beautiful city. But one thing about Los Angeles, that city will love you to
To
death.
death. It's deadly.
R.I.P. Nipsey.
Yep. The marathon continues.
Yeah, yeah.
Nah, let me go. Cause I had a friend that I grew up with in New York. He said he had family in LA. He said, man,
Right.
you gotta be very careful. He's supposed to stay in 2 weeks. He said, yo, bro, I was the next. Yeah, I said I got to go.
Yeah.
So I had to go.
Yeah.
Like, it's a nice place to
What?
visit, but you definitely don't want to live there.
Exactly. I
Nah,
lived there for over
certain
40
places are
years,
rough.
so I already made the mistake for you. That's why I'm in Sin City now.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
If I could
Los
live,
Angeles is deadly as it is beautiful, and you will like it. It is out of sight. Go check out the beaches. But tell you one thing, stay away from them Beckys.
Oh, that's a good question.
Right on.
Foot Soldier, Roland Rose. He said, did Michael have Elvis and the Beatles stuff as well? Oh yeah.
he had Eminem shit
Well,
too. Yeah.
Michael was a shrewd businessman. Do you know? Yeah, he brought the Beatles stuff first.
He owned
Yep.
when
Oh,
Eminem
not
tried to diss Michael, and he went and bought his whole catalog and said,
and
"Now
let me
what you
tell you
gonna?"
about Michael Jackson. He brought Sony Records.
Yeah.
He bought half of Sony's catalogs, like everybody,
All right.
Fresh
So
Country.
whatever anybody make, Michael get it. He gets some out of it. They won't say. So that's what I'm saying. That Michael got to go. He know too much.
Yep.
Yeah.
And why
Hey,
do you
fam,
think
what'd you
they
say about
tried to hit him
Eminem
with
again?
that case?
Eminem tried
Yeah.
to diss Michael Jackson. I don't know if you're old enough to remember, but when Eminem was first came out, when he first came on the scene, he was trying to diss Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson
Yeah.
went and bought his whole catalog.
Exactly. So each time Eminem gets up there and diss him, he's getting paid. I'm not
And
mad
also,
at him at
Michael
all.
helped out a
The
lot of
easy way situation. Like every time you
Michael
diss
also
me, I'm
helped
getting
out a
paid
lot
off
of
the diss.
artists to get their royalties, make sure to
Mhm.
own their own, but
Yep.
don't screw him.
Yeah.
He gets you back.
Yeah.
Michael helped out a lot of our people too. Even the old timers. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Michael would
there's a-
look at you and go like, Michael would look at you in the eye and say, I know what you said about me, and I don't take kindly to it.
Yep.
Right.
But at the end of the day, I own your ass. I own your music. I own everything. So
Mhm.
go out there and
Yep.
make me some money like a hoe. Cause I'm
Yep.
pinstrapping
Exactly.
you upside down, nigga.
Yeah.
Yep. That's how
And
Michael
then
was.
the thing I understand too about MJ is that he was a helpful dude, to the community. You know what
Very
I'm
well.
saying?
Did a
Yeah,
lot
he
of
really
Oh yeah.
was. Because
That's right.
Michael Jackson is an institution all by his own self.
He
And
still
so when
has
they tried to hit him with that
albums
BS case up
all
there,
time.
yeah.
yeah, and like when they tried to hit him with
Twice.
that BS case up there, at Neverland
twice.
Museum,
Yeah.
okay,
Mm-hmm.
okay, now you have to ask yourself this. Now, if Michael Jackson was this, bad person and all that, then why were all these folks trying to send their kids up there to the Neverland Museum?
So
See,
they pimp out their kids. That's what they do. They try
And
to pimp out.
precisely my point.
they trying to send their kids to lie on Michael Jackson and talk about did he
Right.
touch you and stuff. They said no, he never touched you. So this is what I'm saying. This is during the time that he was owning shares of Sony Music, and then
Right.
after he gets part of Sony, he cannot be stopped. And so we can understand that why they did that, and kind of find out he never done. But what I said about it though, too, of that time, how some of our people have was gullible. You know Michael Jackson. Y'all gotta look at the bigger picture. And a lot
Especially
of
when you
our
have to
people
settle out of court.
Yeah.
Right.
Because
And
remember, he
then,
said, because, oh, sorry, go ahead, Jesse.
No, that's NBC, Foot Soldier.
okay,
Oh,
all
Che,
right,
sorry.
okay,
He
and
gonna
then keep in mind is that when you go out there, when they come up to you, man, and you out the East, particularly out of NYC, Chi-Town, Cleveland, what have you, you know, you going out there, they know that you ain't been there before, so they're gonna get you up there with all them lawyers in Century City, okay, and then what's the first thing they're gonna come to you with? Them narcoids.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
That's the first thing they're gonna come to you with, is they're gonna come to you with them white powders and them Beckies. Like the referee says, protect yourself at all times.
Yep. Guard your 6.
Yeah, and that's for real.
Guys,
Because
you're
they know
6, you're
you ain't
12,
from
you're
out
3, and
there.
you're 9.
Yep.
Yeah, and your biggest giveaway that they know that you're not from them, man, I want to see Hollywood. Now they got you.
Yep.
Alexa, can you play Holly Weird Living by Truth Hurts featuring Dr. Dre? Oh, somebody got a phone call?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
about. He
It's
went
all
on
good.
mute.
Yeah.
Careful, I don't want to get underrated or copyright strike. They try to take my video down yesterday for playing Brother by Angie Stone, Sick.
Yeah.
I mean, I've heard about a couple of some of the fellow streamers like our brother Charles. He
Yeah.
can't like he can't play music like he used to, because he's old school R&B head, man. That R&B,
Yeah.
man, come on.
It's
That's
true.
And they gave him a copyright strike a couple of times for that. Oh, Foot Soldier also brought up an interesting thing. She said, "Look what happened to Bill Cosby."
Yeah, we were just talking about
Cosby.
that before she came back on.
You realize I'm on the out now. First of all, folks, I'm an outsider. I'm on the
Okay.
outside looking in. So the way I look at it is like, you guys have always had 2 of everything. Black folks have always had 2 of everything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh,
Yeah.
you're white or you OTB?
No. When it comes to leaders and such, black heroes and
Oh.
such, you always had 2
Oh.
contradictory
Oh.
says. You had
I got
you
you
had
now.
you
X-Men.
you had X and you had King.
Yep.
You had Cosby, you had Pryor,
Yep.
you had
Richard
Frazier, you had Ali, you had what you call who can I say? They wanted the same thing, but they were always opposite, and they were complete opposites.
Okay.
Because it just shows that just y'all are not a monolith.
We're
There's a
not.
lot more
No.
diversity in you guys.
But
Y'all
we
get
all
pigeonholed like a motherfucker.
big N-word, and it's like, no, we got our own distinct ethnicities within all of that, and
Well,
nationalities,
subgroups.
and cultures, and nations, and kingdoms.
Yeah, I mean, I'm originally from the motherland, so I know what y'all mean
Oh, where are
about
you
that.
from? What part of the Mama Land you from?
I'm from the same place. I'm from the same place as Nipsey. In fact, I'm from the same tribe as him,
Oh, you
as his
from
father.
Eritrea?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what's up. Well, you a rider then. You need to check your brethren that's not riders, because they've been causing problems in our community on this online. But that's a whole nother
Well, you gotta
discussion.
understand. Yeah, that's another discussion for another time. But there's a lot more complexity, especially with everything that's going on back home and how it spills over into diaspora.
Yeah.
So, and
Well,
that's
we
too
helped
deep,
out. We helped Ethiopia actually, but
Yeah, but the thing is, it's like, I think it's just that folks from the motherland and folks from the diaspora, they need to work their stuff out. And then the lost
right.
brethren from across the Atlantic, because for those of us on the eastern side of the motherland, our relationship with uh black folks in the Middle East,
Yeah,
because
with the
some
Arab.
Arabs, Turks, Persians.
Yep.
You had
The
slaves being sent
Kushites.
as far east. You had slaves being
Seen.
sent as far east as India.
Okay, so Kamala's, they got that caste
No,
system
not
too.
yeah, but Kamala does not qualify. That doesn't count the Kamala
Hell
because
no,
first of
she's
all,
a
Kamala's
Brahmin. Hell no, she's a Brahmin. She's a Brahmin Indian. That's the
from on her
highest caste,
mother's side, yes.
and she's coolly Jamaican on her daddy's side.
Hmm. Yeah, but it has nothing to do with the slave trade that ended up in India. That's what I'm trying to say, fam.
Yeah, you're talking
Let's
about
not
the
get
East
it.
Company. I know what you're saying.
Mhm.
I said world
Yeah,
history.
like there's a group of people who are in India who are descendants who are of African descent. They're called the
Yeah,
City.
they're Obsidian and Kushites. There's Kushites there as
Yeah.
well.
Uh, Also, well, a subgroup of them are called Habshi, which means Habasha,
Yeah, Habasha. Yeah. I'm,
which means Abyssinian.
I've studied world history, not just American history.
Much appreciate that. Mm, the thing is, it's like but like with just going back to y'all's struggle,
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
I'm
back.
just gonna say,
Yeah, to
oh,
the FBA
yeah, it was good.
struggle. Yeah. I mean,
The
we've
FBA
been the
struggle.
one that's been champion
Mm-hmm,
and carrying the torch for black
mm-hmm,
empowerment, black
mm-hmm,
sufficiency.
mm-hmm.
Everybody else is like trying to get in
Black
love with the,
music.
and we trying to get the hell away from the mug. But we feel like foreigners in our own land. That's the craziest shit about it.
Yeah.
What do you call somebody who's had his past severed from them?
I call
What
them
is it that?
brain dead. I call them brain dead. And what I mean by that is because we created the hashtag resurrection of the mental dead. Okay. And the thing
Mm,
is that when a
Oh, welcome
person,
back, Sparky.
oh, yeah, thank you. Okay. That was Sister Head Sep Shooter on the phone. You know
Oh,
what I'm
okay. Shout out to
Yeah.
her. Maybe
Yeah.
she can join us.
Shut up. Don't say hi for me.
Shabaka, see if she can join us because we want to hear from the sisters.
Okay. Let me go back on mute. Okay. And then,
take your time.
I can stay at least about 30, 40 more minutes. So you want to get
Okay, got you.
okay, shoot me the link in the chat if you can. Wait a minute, brother. Paris, shoot it to my phone, man. That way, I could go ahead and just forward it to her.
Okay, bet. I'll do
Okay.
that.
Yeah, okay, to the 209 number.
Okay, got you, Shabaka.
Mm,
Yes, sir. Okay, so but getting back, to our goal, which is music. Music is life. You see what I'm saying? Agriculture is our goal. You see what I'm saying? Because we gave the world agriculture, and then just like that Devil's Punch Bowl, oh, Brother Paris, I had nightmares, man, after reviewing that last night. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that one and the other one after it, the Zoot Suit riots.
Oh, yeah, the Sleepy Lagoon murder case. Now, for those of you who don't know, in Los Angeles, is Grinder still with us too?
He's still here.
Oh, okay. All righty. Is that 1942, during World War II, at the start of the U.S. entering World War II, there used to be sailors who would go from Long Beach, get on a streetcar, and go into downtown Los Angeles. And it's every bit of about a, say, 15, 16-mile trip, right? Okay, so what was happening was they didn't dig the Zoot Suiters who are out of East LA and what have you. So what they did was is that they had raped a woman on the sidewalk there in downtown Los Angeles on the sidewalk. So what had happened is that of course, the Mexican American men or what have you had took it upon themselves, to go issue out some work. And they did. You see what I'm saying? As well as they should have.
The cholos putting some work on them.
They put some work in on them, man. You know what I'm saying? And then
Oh, what's up, Big G?
huh?
Now I'm
Oh,
talking
there you
about.
go. Underrated.
Oh, okay, there he is. Okay.
We've been holding
And
it down for you.
yep, and then so as well as they should, man, because let's be real, rape is an act wrong within itself. Okay,
Right.
did you send me the link, Brother Paris? Oh, okay.
Yes,
All
sir.
right.
I just sent it to you.
Okay.
We've always been foreigners in this country. I disagree.
Yeah, but however, I stand on my square as a diasporic African.
Because
You see what I mean?
we already had trade established before a raping, slave trading pedophile by the name of Columbus supposed to
Right. Who was a
discover
drunk?
this part of the world.
Yeah. Columbus was a straight drunk, you know what I'm saying? And then they want to sit up there and tell us that something is wrong with us, man, because we ain't liking on Christopher Columbus and all this old type of stuff, you know what I'm saying?
Why
And
would you?
then, exactly, you know what I'm saying? Plus, he stunk, man. He didn't wash his funky, nasty ass. You see,
Mhm.
that's where all these diseases
Hygiene
come
was a
from.
trip back then.
Yeah, and then too, and keep in mind that our women folk gave the concept of feminine hygiene. You see what I mean? But they don't
Hygiene
want to give.
for them. That's what we're going to talk about tonight on Frontline Black News.
Yeah,
Their hygiene habits or lack of hygiene
yeah,
habits.
exactly. And then they want to say that we savages swinging on trees in
No,
Africa and all this little type of stuff.
that's
You
them.
know?
Their history is murder, death, kill, destruction, disease, all in
Yeah.
that order. Repeat, rinse, repeat,
Plague.
repeat. Press play.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, oh yeah. But then again, you guys are being black racist. You know what I'm saying, man? Ain't no such thing as a black racist, man. We ain't no position to implement any kind of racism. What
Right.
police departments do we control?
We
What
don't control none of the
manufacturing?
9 areas of human activity.
Right,
We don't control economics. We don't control entertainment. We don't control education. We don't control
exactly.
labor. We don't control
Right,
law. We don't control politics. We don't
right,
control religion. We don't control sex, and we don't control war because we're at war.
exactly.
War. This is a global system of racism, white supremacy. Shout out to the great elder that just transitioned last month, Nelly Fuller Jr. I'm a student of on Code
Mhm.
Codified. Every
May he
day,
rest in
all
peace.
Yeah, you see, and this is not racism. You see, what we do, folks, is that we speak against which is the popular version of what is truth. You see what I'm saying? And I'm gonna tell you all something right now. All of us is marked.
oh, we've been on that Shabaka.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Water under the bridge.
I'm surprised, man, they ain't came in and blew up the damn computer yet. I mean, if they could blow up pagers, man, what's to prevent them from blowing up your computer with you on it, in front of it?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then of
Yeah,
course, they saying, well, you guys are black racists, man. Now, for you to be a racist, then that means that you have got to control a police
Those 9
department.
areas of human activity. We don't control law. That's law. That goes under law. Police departments and courts. That goes under the law area activity. We don't control that.
Y'all don't control anything. But yet
But
they
we
try to say
control
that. I mean,
ourselves. We
I
do
mean,
control.
this.
We control
Yeah,
ourselves,
yeah.
but collectively,
This
we don't
reminds me.
control anything.
This reminds me of something H.R. Brown used to say about
Oh
collectivism.
yeah, shout out to H.R.I.P. Brown. Yes, sir.
I'm sorry. Let me rephrase.
Hold on,
Man,
y'all.
formerly
Hold
known as
on.
H.R.
Oh
Brown.
my God. Yeah, I got
Geronimo Pratt.
And also to a shout out there to Johnny Cochran, who got Mr.
Oh
Pratt
yes,
off.
sir. Yes, sir. I said I want to be the next Johnny Cochran. I wish I would have went to law school. I would have
Man, you're
been.
still young enough to do it, brother. You are still young enough to do it. All you need is 4 more years, Brother Paris, and you'll be JD, Dr.
Yep.
Jewish Proof.
Yep.
But just don't be no JD Vance.
Oh hell no! The hell with him.
Something wrong. You can see it in that motherfucker's eyes. Something wrong with him.
Oh,
Mhm.
totally, man. Totally.
Always got a
Plus that,
scowl. You know that? Always got a
yeah.
scowl.
And keep in mind that JD was a Marine, and I call the USMC Uncle Sam's misguided children.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know. And then
It was
too,
the proud, the Marine.
yeah. And then of course
Act,
too is
few the
that you got
proud,
to
few
look
good
at,
men.
and you got to look at a lot of the military tactics that they stole from us too off the continent of Africa. Look at Mansa Musa. That was a general for real.
Mm-hmm. There's a movie coming out about him too, Shabaka.
Yeah, and I hope it don't be a bunch of bullshit, man, because you know Hollywood loves to taint the truth. And this is why I
They love the
appreciate
co-ops.
Angie's tone,
Yeah.
trying to get her royalties and what have you. See, because
Yeah.
we got to control the intellectual property.
Keep going.
Huh?
I was just saying.
And we got to control the intellectual property of our works, particularly out there in Hollywood. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So how do we
Yeah,
go
I'm
about
back.
buying some
Welcome
movie studios, buying some how would you suggest my generation and the generations after me go about doing that?
Okay, first thing that you got to require is the 4 factors of production, which is land, labor, capital, and risk management. Now, when all the straight hairs come up there, oh, well, we want to get in on this here too. Well, look, you have a nice day. Don't call us, we'll call you, what that classic line is in Hollywood. You know what I'm saying? Don't
Let's do
call
lunch
us,
another time.
we'll call you. You see, and leave them hanging. You see, because we are a great people. You see, but they don't want us to give us credit for that. As long as we out here killing each other, as long as our women is out here bed winching and our men folk out here buck winching and all that, that's progress. Bullshit. That is not progress.
Like, oh boy,
that's
that just
counter progress. Say,
yeah, it's regression.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Yeah.
You say, and then putting that out here, Grinder, on your platform. Hey, this ain't advocating hatred for anybody. Only thing is that we could be doing a lot of things for ourselves. This is why I said when Dumpster and old JD and said get rid of DEI, best thing that ever happened for black business. Why? Because that means we ain't got to hire them. And then from what I understand, Dumpster talking about issuing out some reparations. Because like you told me, Brother Paris, what did Dumpster say? Hey, you all built it.
2019, on record, on video. Since 2019, the dump, I would not put it past him that he would cut the check for reparations because he's just that vindictive, that petty, and that much on a war path just to show the Democrats up that he would do it. Say, hey, look, I told you I built the country. I told you I was going to wink, wink, look out for you. So here we go.
Yeah, you see, I ain't mad at Dumpster for that, but the thing that kills me, man, is these Eric Adams, these Uncle Tom Bradleys, London Bridge, Brandon Johnson, they sorry punk ass black mayors. Say selling us down the toilet. And then of course, Eric Adams is through. Yeah, Eric Adams is through because the former governor of New York is going to become the next mayor in New York.
Andrew Cuomo.
Yeah.
Or Chris Cuomo. One of the Cuomos.
Chris Cuomo. Andrew, I think was the
reporter. Andrew Cuomo.
All right, Andrew.
Governor. He was a former governor.
Andrew Cuomo was a governor, right?
And both of them are the sons of the former governor Mario Cuomo.
Back in the 80s.
Yes, sir. If I got my facts straight about LA politics, now out here in the West, Karen Bass, the mayor of Los Angeles, she's a figurehead. She doesn't have no direct control over any city departments because each one of the city departments in LA, water and power, well, we steal all the water, Jesse, from your river, you know, and whatnot. And see, they all got commissions, and the commissions are pretty much the mover and shakers of each one of these departments, you see. And then you see how they're using Karen Bass as a scapegoat when them fires came over there to the Pacific Palisades. Well, you're in Ghana. How come you thought it was more important to go to Ghana than to deal with the city of LA? How come you got a problem with the sister traveling on her ancestral land? Now, when you white folk go to France, go to England, go to Spain, go to Portugal, oh, well, you know, I wanted to see the land of my ancestors and all that. But then when black folk do this, okay, well, you're a black racist guy and all that. And Brother Paris, you know me, man. You've been with me for years. You heard me go off on these fools, man, when we was doing Blog Talk. You see?
A whole decade off.
Yeah, you see? And this ain't hatred. Loving yourself is not hatred. You see what I'm saying? Well, we're all the same. And I tell all you whiteys, this is March 2nd, right? Come out here with me in July out to this desert where we got an average temperature of about 120 degrees. Come sit in the sun with me. But, dear whitey, you got to leave your sunscreen at home. So when your skin gets to peeling and what have you, I'll go make an anonymous tip for the paramedics to come scrape your ass up. You know what I'm saying? But ask yourself this here, black family. What color is a snake on its belly?
White.
It's what?
White.
And then what happens to a snake's skin? What does it do?
It sheds.
It sheds.
I rest my case. I rest my case. And this isn't hatred. You know what I'm saying? Well, you people are just a bunch of jungle bunny and jigaboos. But dear white man, how come you want to go lay with a sister? Dear white woman, how come you want to get laid by a brother? But we monkeys, we savages. But yet though, you want to have sex with our people. You know what I'm saying? And this isn't hatred. This isn't racism. These are facts and issues that need to be addressed if you are going to have some racial healing in this country. And Brother Paris to tell you, we rocked and rolled with the best of them. Oh, yeah. Called up our show, called me every NGR, Black SOB, right. You know? Just like Muhammad Ali, you know what I'm saying? When he went down there to the University of Texas to speak because he had refused induction. And they get up there, your NGR, your Black SOB, he says, you know, if I'm going to go to a war and die, I am prepared to die fighting one of you. Do I have any takers? How come you could hear a pin drop in the room?
Because I didn't want that. They didn't want to get.
They didn't want that work. They didn't want that work. Yeah, you see what I'm saying?
What did he say on the phone one time? He said, I ain't got no problem with no Viet Cong. Ain't no Viet Cong.
Oh, yeah, yes, sir. I could give you the exact quote. Yes, sir. His exact quote was, he says, is that I don't have no quarrel with the Viet Cong. The Viet Cong ain't never called me a nigga. The Viet Cong ain't never lynched and castrated our men, folks. The Viet Cong ain't never bombed churches killing our babies.
That part.
But yeah, we getting off the subject.
Oh,
sorry.
Yeah, bring it back full circle, Shabaka. You was there, and then you veered off again.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He's deep in the weeds, but we're going to drive back.
All right, okay.
Yeah,
Let's get back to the subject, Grinder.
Yeah, I was going to stick to the women. Let's stick to the black sisters.
Oh,
Okay,
yes,
sorry.
sir. Absolutely. The Black Sisters, okay? First, you got to give tribute to the women of the Black Panther Party.
Yes, sir.
Okay? It's because they were out selling the newspapers. I remember that as a kid in L.A. where I would see the sisters with the leather pieces on. They had the big naturals and what have you. And I distinctively remembered the smell of coconuts, as because at that time you had a hairdressing product called Afro Sheen. So they'd come up, hey, little brother, you want to buy the Black Panther paper? And it was only, I think like 25 cents at the time, you know. So I go up there, I buy it and what have you, and stuff of that nature right there. Also to the survival programs that they had their own ambulance service. They were giving food to the elderly, the breakfast programs that they had for the children. Yeah, see, and then what had happened was old J. Edgar Hoover, and who had an alternative lifestyle, as we all know. He said that with them feeding kids is the number one threat to national security. Feeding kids on their way to school as a threat.
Feeding the children of your own community.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How is that a national security threat?
Exactly. And keep in mind, they didn't discriminate. They opened it up to all children. They say that's the part they don't want you to know. They opened it up to all children.
Yeah.
Black, white, Hispanic. You see what I'm saying?
That's where they effed up at. We got too inclusive. That's when the Panthers went down.
Exactly.
You got too inclusive, but here's the thing: you should looked at the other groups and said they should organize amongst themselves. Maybe you might could have had allies in certain situations, but otherwise, everybody.
They use us for our numerical value, and then they abandon us in our time of need. That's been our relationship.
Co-opting.
Groups.
You got co-opted, like H.R.A. Brown said. You got to be worried about getting co-opted.
Yep.
Exactly. You see, exactly. And what happened?
Great black women in history. Let's see.
So much.
Well, we're talking about music. I mean, we were talking about Etta James.
That's who I forgot. Etta James. Etta James, Grinda. That's the other one.
She made a lot of hits, but there's one song I remember she made in 1967, the Tell Mom. Oh.
Yeah, Tell Mama. And then the other one she says she'd much rather go blind.
Yep.
I remember that song because I was popular back home where I'm from. Old school heads used to listen. Old school boomers used to play that joint.
Okay.
Yeah,
I remember.
And Etta James was born and raised in Los Angeles, California.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wasn't she?
Oh, you know what? I left one name out. She sang so too. The late Janis Joplin.
Oh, Janis Joplin.
Okay, now, Grinda, I'm gonna disagree with you agreeably on Janis Joplin. Janis Joplin OD'd 1970. Okay.
Yeah, I know that.
Club 27.
Yeah, she played. Okay, she played in. What is the name of this district of San Francisco? The Haight-Ashbury district, right? Okay. And she had made a song called "Take Another Piece of My Heart" and "Tear It Up" or something like that. But what it is that these white folk will go out there, steal our music, just like what you were saying earlier. You see what I mean? They don't want to give us credit for it. You see what I'm saying?
Big Mama Thornton getting robbed by Elvis.
But I'm saying that just one song when she redid Etta James "Tell Mom."
Who? Janis Joplin redid. Okay, she redid that song by Etta James called "Tell Mama."
Yeah, no, Etta James did it first.
Yeah,
but
right.
She did her version "Tell Mama." It was a longer version.
Oh,
okay.
That's what I'm saying. I'm talking about that one song. I'm not talking about.
And then Janis Joplin did a song called "Take Another Piece of My Heart and Tear It Up," I believe.
Yeah.
Okay, that was her.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. She was part of the back then San Francisco folk movement.
Yeah, the late '60s, the Haight-Ashbury district. Yeah. Okay. If you ever going to San Francisco, be sure to wear flowers in your hair.
Oh my God, yeah.
But you know what? That back then though, you could tell me more about this, man. Yo, they were smoking weed, naked.
Oh yeah.
sucking,
Oh, yeah.
all that. It would,
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
and
like,
then keep in mind at that time in California, it was a
yeah.
felony where you would do 5 years.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mm.
You
They
would
was
do
wild
5
back
years.
then, but the government ain't really touched them though. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I say that?
Oh yeah, that part.
They
Oh,
didn't
yeah,
touch them.
and you know who the governor of California was in 1968, don't you?
Oh, punk ass senile
Reagan?
Reagan.
Yeah, old Ronald Reagan. Special effects by Grisha Formula and Crazy Glue.
Yeah. Good
You
old
you
Reagan.
know you know in 1969 what he did that summer. He signed two
What did
laws
Reagan?
he signed two laws that came into effect January 1st, 1970. One was the Marriage Equality Acts that made California the first state to have no fault divorce,
Okay.
but also was stricter stricter
Oh, you
gun
talking about the
gun
Mulford
laws.
Act?
Yes.
Yes, sir. You talking about the Gun Control Act of 1968, and that
Oh,
law
that's
there
68.
was
Sorry.
designed, and that law was designed to disarm the Black Panther Party.
Yep.
And who was the biggest proponent of that law? The NRA.
Yep.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And see, now that's the hypocrisy of the NRAs, because as we all know, that Dr. Newton, he was the Minister of Defense, and he used to organize patrols when he would see the Oakland police harassing Black people. They would get out, the Forte brothers, Huey P. Newton, Lil Bobby Hutton, and Big Man. Okay, and they'll lock and load, and Newton will quote the law to him, saying that you're in violation of subsection chapter number. Now, on May 2nd, 1967, they went to the state capitol, because what had happened was in Contra Costa County, there was a young man by the name of Denzel Dowd who was shot, and they had proved he had his hands up when he was shot and killed by the Richmond, California Police Department. So Newton and Seal went and spoke to the sheriff. The sheriff said, if you got any problem with the damn laws here in the great state of California, take it up with the legislature. Now get the hell out of my office. And Seal said, you know what? Pig, you just got a point. And that's what they did. And then that's when you had old senile Ronald Reagan. Oh, well, the Black Panthers, there's no reason you should be going down the street with a loaded gun. But it's very interesting of how the Los Angeles Police Department and the Oakland Police Department will have their 12-gauge shotguns posted up there in the front seat so you can see it. That's intimidation.
That's weapons brandishing, folks.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? And then too. So the one of the U.S. Kangaroo Courts of Appeals had stated recently, when I mean recently, within the last 2.5 years, is that California, with their Gun Control Act, just might be in violation of the Second Amendment. Now, here's the problem with the U.S. Supreme Kangaroo Court. As we all know, the Supreme Court chooses the cases that it wants to review. Then, when you had old Sambo as the president, what does old Sambo get up here and do? Same-sex marriage. But old Sambo, you're forgetting Mike Brown. You're forgetting the Breonna Taylors, the Sandra Blands, the Philando Castillos. I mean, man, it's so many names now, man, I'm losing track of them. Right. And then recently, what happened in Illinois with Sonia Massey. Woman in her own house. Police kick in her front door, puts 4 9mm slugs.
She allowed them into her home because she thought there was an intruder in her backyard, and she called them for help, and they ended up killing her after she said, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus, or I see you, devil.
Right.
And he shot and killed her while she was turning off the stove. She was boiling water.
Yeah. And so the pig thought, well, she was going to throw hot water on me. That is a coward. Okay? Yeah. That is a coward with a badge.
John Gracie, you's a coward.
Yeah, you see, you know. And so, but keep in mind, people, and I hope we ain't getting off topic here, Grinder. Okay, is that keep in mind that the police are not law enforcement officials. What is the police? They are policy enforcers
All right,
because they
underrated. You have
evolved
to go here
from the
soon.
slave patrollers.
Ah,
I think you said
hey,
you
yo,
could 20, 30 minutes or 40 minutes. And I think we got to that time. So I think we should start making our closes.
All right.
well,
Okay.
I just want to say thank you for having me up here. And number one, always good to talk to you, man. And gentlemen, pleasure meeting y'all. Y'all have a
Yeah,
blessed
make sure you
day.
check us out on Frontline Black News. We got our own platforms, Frontline Black News, The Revolutionary Agenda, and Shabaka's Black Experience Enhanced, two of which are on YouTube. So you can definitely check those out. And it's always a
I will.
pleasure, underrated JT.
All right.
Before.
Thank you.
It's out tonight
Yeah,
for Frontline Black News. We're going to be doing a brand new episode.
Yeah, and thank you, Grinder, for allowing me to come up on your platform, sir.
Uh-huh. Oh, y'all get ready to leave?
Yeah, I thought you said you only had like 30, 40 minutes left. I think
It's
we
not
already
30,
had
40
that
minutes
time.
yet.
Oh, okay.
Huh?
Y'all can stay a few more minutes. It's not 30, 40 minutes left. Y'all got a few
Uh-huh.
more.
When you said it was about noon my time. And it's already 12,
No.
32, 37 your time.
No, it's all right. No, I got a few more minutes. It's not my time, no. You know
Oh,
when I'm
okay.
time, you know when it's time to get on. I said there's time. You got a few more minutes. Y'all still talk? Because I want to get into some more women in music that we feel we should recognize, and despite how the system not recognized. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So pick
Yes,
one
sir.
out that you feel does not be recognized. Let's talk about it for a few more minutes.
Okay, Roberta Flack.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, Roberta Flack, okay, is because she was 88 when she transitioned. That's a full life. 88 years old, full life. Okay. And she made a song with Les McCann. Her first record was called Compared to What? But she was mainly famous for a song called The First Time I Ever Saw Your Face that was in a picture called Play Misty for Me. And Clint Eastwood made the movie. And Jessica Walter, who's an actress who deserved an Oscar for that role, she was nuts. I mean, she was all the way wacko. You know what I'm saying? She played that part real good. You know what I'm saying? Because I was convinced that she was a certified maniac and she was homicidal. You know what I mean? And Clint Eastwood was the DJ, and she would always call up his DJ show and say, "Play Misty for me." Look at me. I am helpless as a kitten up a tree.
Yeah, and also Roberta Flack is the first artist that won Grammy back to back 73, 74.
Is that right? I didn't know that. Okay, because I do know she
first one that won Grammy back to back.
And then she also made another hit with Donny Hathaway called "Back Together Again." I remember that.
Back in 1980.
Okay, that was 1971, 72, I think.
Back Together Again? I thought it was 1980.
No, that's in the late 70s. I stand corrected. Yeah, that was in the late 70s. But then she also had Killing Me Softly.
Now, Donny Hathaway passed away. I'm not going to get into that, but
I've heard a few theories about Mr. Hathaway's demise as well, too. You know?
But that's what I'm saying. When they made that hit Back Together Again, all of a sudden he passed away. But listen, we're gonna talk about that another time. But Roberta, she needs to be respected.
Oh yeah, and I think Roberta Flack, they're gonna give her a star on Hollywood Boulevard too, if I'm not mistaken. Because they give you a star on Hollywood Boulevard for the best actors, music composers, movie directors, songwriters, stuff like that. And you know who's got a star on Hollywood Boulevard? You remember the video I did from their brother Che, Queen Latifah.
Yep, Queen Latifah.
UNITY, yeah,
The Unity.
And I said Queen, yeah, and then of course they gave a star to the one and only Mr. John Singleton, who brought you Boys in the Hood.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me see. Quincy Jones got a star out there. Now keep in mind, folks, I'm going from memory, and this was about over 3 years ago, the last time I've been on HB. Then I went up there by TMZ, and Brother Paris told me, Shabaka, get away from TMZ. Yeah, man, they avoid them like the plague, you know what I'm saying? And what have you,
Yes.
And then of course, Grind, I did my disclaimer, just like if I do a live feed here from Las Vegas, when I go down there on Fremont Street, the first thing I said that, hey, this is for fair use. I do not own the copyright to none of this bullshit out here because you fools ain't gonna sue me. And make it plain. You know what I'm saying? Make it plain. And what have you. And then passing the Kodak Theater down there, which is by the Chinese theater, I asked the guy, I said, ain't this here where Will Smith slapped Chris Rock? And the dude said, yeah. I said, well, man, how come the Hollywood division of the LAPD didn't book Mr. Smith into the jail? And dude tells me, oh, well, I don't know. I wasn't there that day. A typical response that you get out there in Tinseltown.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Mango. Is this a sister who just got on? Hello? Who's joining us? Hello?
Hello? There's somebody joining?
It sounds like somebody joined us.
I don't see nobody come on.
Yeah, I just heard somebody.
I just heard somebody. I guess it's just us then.
Y'all people
it's all good.
I'm talking Will Smith. I'm talking Will Smith. You talking about he down with the fun boys. That's why he didn't get arrested. We heard about you, Will. That you playing a sweet slippery slope, Will Smith.
Oh yeah, he did with that 6 degrees of separation.
What? Oh yes. Man. Not Will Smith, not the one man who played Ali. Oh, Will Smith.
Yeah, he got caught butt ass naked in a room with a white man.
Oh no, he didn't.
Yeah, Will Smith is compromised.
Oh man, and then he played Ali too. Oh no, yes. That's unacceptable. That's unacceptable. That's unacceptable.
Okay, this is before he played Ali.
And he should have got an Oscar for Ali, but guess who got the Oscar that year, people? As much as I love me some Denzel Washington, and I was just watching that garbage on the idiot box right there, Training Day. So you ain't gonna give a brother an Oscar for playing one of the most important icons in the world history, but you're gonna give it to Denzel Washington for playing a sleeves. I'd much rather that you would have gave it to Larry Fishburne playing Ike Turner, because that's who was up for it for Best Actor that year. Denzel in Training Day, Larry Fishburne for Ike Turner, Will Smith for Ali, and I'm trying to remember the fourth one.
What year was that?
Okay, that there would be 2000, I think.
Oh, 2002. 2002.
Yeah. It'll be for 2002. And then they're getting ready to have that old stupid Academy Awards in the next couple of days, you know what I'm saying? And whatnot.
Today, it's tonight.
It's tonight.
Yeah.
Well, Los Angeles is not the place to be up there in Hollywood. I'm going to tell you that right now, because they're going to be having parking enforcement out there towing some cars real quick.
Yeah, it's tonight.
Yeah. So they're gonna have that red carpet treatment out there and all that old nonsense, you know what I mean, and whatnot, and then see what kind of our folks who they're gonna compromise with it, you know what I'm saying, and whatnot. And then the first black woman to win an Oscar was Hattie McDaniel for Gone with the Wind. That was 1939. Yeah, in early Hollywood. And keep in mind, Grinder, that black people could not live in Hollywood, man, until 1964.
Yeah, it wasn't until the passing of the Civil Rights Act in 1964 that black people were allowed to live in Hollywood.
Exactly. And if you was up there, you had better been somebody's maid. You better been somebody's chauffeur. You know what I'm saying? It's because the LAPD does not have a problem, man, giving you the royal treatment, like the last poet says, and the nightstick glides gracefully upside your head.
You know who we didn't bring up or mention? Cicely Tyson.
Oh, Cicely Tyson. Cicely Tyson. Glad you brought her up, Brother Che. And as we all do know, that Cicely Tyson was married to the one and only jazz great, the one and only Mr. Miles Davis. Also, too, reading Cicely Tyson's book called Just As I Am, her autobiography. She played a character by the name of Rebecca in the movie called Sounder. So when she was on the set in Hollywood, a white producer comes up there and says that these niggas love gangs, guns, drugs, violence, and what have you, and we're gonna give them a whole mouthful. So then this is when you had the birth of the black exploitation films. Shaft, Superfly, Coffee, Cleopatra Jones. Yeah, yes, sir. And one thing I respect about Ms. Tyson is that she did not play off in none of that crap. Yes, sir. And Ms. Tyson had stated as that the movie producer had said that the only thing that these niggas wants is sex, drugs, and violence, and we're going to give them a whole genre. So then here comes the movie called The Mac. You know what I'm saying? With Max Julian in it playing Goldie. And then there was another actress who I thought was quite talented to find out that she passed on too, Brother Che, was the one and only Miss Carol Speed.
Oh, Carol Speed, yeah.
Yeah, Carol Speed, you know. And the movie was filmed in Oakland, California, you know what I'm saying? And one thing people you have to remember about Oakland, California. Oakland, California is known as I call the 3 Ps: pimping, prostitution, and the Black Panthers.
Yep, that's it. That's what it's known for, the 3 Ps.
Mm-hmm.
And losing. It's also known for losing too.
Man, you and them ponies, man.
You and them shipwreck gators ain't going nowhere.
No, they need work. Got to give them 3 seasons. Need work. They fired the coaching staff. Great move. You know what I'm saying? So, see y'all in about 3 seasons. You know what I'm saying? Up there talking about some ponies with them GMO O's.
About some shipwreck they selling on dry land.
Yeah, well, Temptation said that. You know what I'm saying? And whatnot. You know. And then also too, Grinder, just ad-libbing a little bit. We did a story on Shabaka's Black Experience Enhanced about a year and a half ago of about that the black players need to form their own leagues is because who is the owner of the Washington Commanders? Well, them colored folk don't like the way we do things right here, then they need to form their own league. And I said, just that on it. Take them up on it because with the talent level that we have, man, in 5 years, we could break the NFL. The same thing with the National Basketball Association.
Yeah. And we doing the Shabaka, like I said, the big 3, Ice Cube, the AFL and the UFL. I believe those are both black owned. So we're doing with it's just we need more of it.
And let me say this.
Yes, sir.
Let me say this though. The late great let me read this before I continue. Foot Soldier in the chat said, do you notice that he didn't get the award for Malcolm X. Talking about Denzel Washington. No, he didn't. He didn't.
Exactly. Yeah, that's who the other one was. That Grinder. Yeah, it was Denzel. Yeah. They didn't give him an Oscar for Malcolm X. They didn't even nominate him for Malcolm X.
Even Hurricane.
Yeah, Hurricane.
Yeah. Oh
good.
yeah. He did a good job playing Reuben Carter. Yeah, he most certainly did. And Hurricane was released after a long fight.
Yeah.
After a long fight, he was released. You see what I'm saying? Denzel, yeah, I forgot about Hurricane, man. Yeah, Denzel did a real good job there in Hurricane. You know what I mean?
Also, Fusso said in the chat said we had to be thugs and prostitutes to get an award. Yeah,
exactly.
To get an
You see
award
what I'm saying?
based off a plagiarism of our own shit, the patah. The Oscar is the patah of ancient Kemet.
Oh yeah. I saw that. Then here's another story for y'all too. Let's turn back the hands of time to the mid 1990s. Somebody in the mid 1990s that went and stole all the Oscars from the Academy of Arts and Sciences of the motion picture industry, right? There was a brother who was homeless that found the Oscars in a trash dumpster there in Southwest LA, right? So he called up, turned in, hey, I found the Oscars, right? So what they did with him, they gave him a tux, told him he can come to the Academy Awards, but he couldn't go to the after party. Now, you all gonna love this. This is LA County kangaroo courts for you. They turn around about 6 months later and charge the man for stealing the Oscars.
Oh, damn lapdogs.
Stealing stealing the Oscars. They charged him for stealing the Oscars. This man is homeless. The man was older than me.
For bringing her up. She is a Denver native. She went to East High School. Shout out to the Angels. Pam Grier as well, Shabaka. What's your thoughts on Pam Grier? Sister Foot Soldier brought her up. She said, what about Pam Grier?
Okay, Pam Grier, I do remember she did some movies called Sheba Baby, Foxy Brown, and Coffee, if memory serves me correct.
Yeah, 73. It's Coffee, yeah.
Yes, sir. And then there was another sister by the name of Tamara Dobson who died. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't know that. And she did one called Cleopatra Jones, you see. And she also did a second one called Cleopatra Jones and the Casino of Gold. And then, of course, we have to mention, and this guy was a piece of work. No disrespect to you, Big Jim, but then you had Jim Brown with Slaughter and Slaughter ripoff. Then you had Fred Williamson that did Black Caesar.
Black Caesar, yeah.
And another one called Hell Up in Harlem. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Can I say something about Shabaka? When you say you want to say nothing, Jim Brown, I just want to let you just let me know when I'm right or wrong about Jim Brown. Are you saying that Jim Brown later in his life was compromised?
Yep.
Oh yeah, man. Let me tell you something about Big Jim.
Okay, I just want to find out. Am I right?
Yes, sir. He was compromised. Now let me tell you about Big Jim. Big Jim, man, had anger management issues. Big Jim, you know what I'm saying, had been to jail, to the LA County jail, man, about 5 times for domestic violence, right? His last case, Big Jim picks up where Big Jim is 63 years old, got a wife about 28. So he decides to go off and bash out all the windshields in a car with a tire iron, right? So they put Big Jim down there on Boucher Street, LA County Jail, Twin Towers, what have you, you know. So Big Jim goes to court and is scheduled to come back, right? So he goes out there and holds a press conference. Big Jim says that he ain't afraid to go to jail, right?
Yeah.
Man, am I afraid to go to jail? Hell no. Okay, now get this, people. Big Jim goes to court next couple of days. The judge says, well, Mr. Brown, you had made a public statement to the press that you don't care about going to jail. I'm going to give you 6 months and 1 day. Now, what does this mean under the sentencing guidelines under the kangaroo courts of LA County? Literally, he has to do 6 months and 1 day, because if they just would have said, well, we're giving you 6 months, he would have been out, man, probably, depending on how overcrowded it was, in about 4 weeks, you know? But that 6 months and 1 day, yeah, he got to do that. Mm-hmm. So therefore, Big Jim, no disrespect to your memory, brother, but you had issues, you know what I'm saying? But I used to go see your movies, Big Jim, from Slaughter and Three the Hard Way and what have you. Hey, and then keep in mind, people, when they did Three the Hard Way, Big Jim, Jim Kelly, and Fred Williamson, what was they talking about poisoning?
The water supply.
Look at Flint, Michigan.
Mm-hmm. Look at Cancer Alley in Louisiana and Mississippi.
Look at the garbage that they send to Los Angeles out of your Colorado River.
Hey, it's fresh when it leaves here. I don't know what happens along the way, but it's fresh when it leaves here.
Yeah, well, when Lake Mead evaporated, man, a couple of summers ago, they solved about 25 on solved homicides. You know what I'm saying?
I got the opportunity to see it up close and personal on the Western Slope quite a few times. These crackers be out here canoeing on the damn river and shit.
Yep, and the Colorado River is the state line between California and Arizona.
Yep, it makes up, Yeah,
crossed it many a times. But then, another tragic figure in Hollywood was, of course, we know about
you're talking about
Whitney Houston. Oh, and then of course Dorothy Dandridge. Yeah, Carmen Jones. Dorothy
I have
Dandridge.
a homeboy underrated that's related to her. It's like it was like his great auntie or something like that, like blood related.
Yeah. No, her name was Dorothy Dandridge. She played in a movie called Carmen Jones.
Yeah, my homeboy, his name is Marcus Dandridge.
Sound like a blood relation.
He's related to her.
Yeah, and Harry Belafonte was in it. Pearl Bailey was in it, who had a big part. Diane Carroll was in it, who had a big part.
Yeah, what about your girl, Eartha Kitt?
I don't think she was in it. Eartha Kitt. My, Miss Eartha Kitt. May she rest in power.
Yes.
Eartha Kitt, folks, in the year 1968, had went to the White House when LBJ was the president.
Foot Soldier. Sorry about that. I seen Foot Soldier said she watched 5 on the Black Hand Side. Yeah, I watched it.
I remember it. Yeah, with Glenn Turman and another brother by the name of Derville Martin, who was in it.
Yeah.
And Jeanette Dubois was in it. And of course, if you all remember the old Good Times series, Jeanette Dubois was the one that played the neighbor, Walona Woods. Yeah. And then, of course, you do know that when Janet Jackson was a child, you know, that was her start, you know, off in the movie making business and what have you, keeping the Jackson legacy going on, you know. And then John Amos, as we all know, had quit the Good Times series is because he got tired of the buffoonery on there. But everybody dug James Evans. Everybody dug the daddy.
Bullshit. They got tired of that. They loved him and they loved Michael. Michael was the revolutionary on the show.
Yeah, the militant midget that they used to call him. You know?
Militant midget.
Yeah. and he used to wear the RBG on his little field jacket that he had, you
Yeah.
know, and that was the actor by the name of Ralph Carter, I believe. And then of
Yeah.
course we all know about Thelma,
Yeah.
Bernadette
Stan.
Stannis was her name. Was her name? Yeah, and she went through a lot too. You know what I mean? Bernadette Stannis. And then in the cold part about it, Hollywood is because Hollywood knows, man, they got everybody and their mama out there who wants to go to Hollywood to be the next big star. But there's a record by the Miracles called on the album of City of Angels called Poor Charlotte.
Yeah, we played
Listen to it.
Yeah, we played it on Shabaka's Buck Experience Enhanced on one of our archive episodes.
Yeah.
What's the name? What's the name of it again?
The name of the album is called The City of Angels. And I know you heard the song, I'm Just a Love Machine.
Right.
Boom, 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 boom. Okay, that was the big hit off the album. Okay. But then there's a track on there called Poor Charlotte. And it talks about the tragedy of women going out there to Los Angeles, getting pimped out, slutted out, you know what I'm saying, and committing suicide because they got the casting couches out there and things of that nature right there. You see what I mean? And then, of course, and I grew up in LA, so yeah, Los Angeles, I'm crumb bumming on your San Fernando Valley too.
Yeah.
And in the San Fernando Valley is where they got the bed wenches going out there making all them adult films for their big part. You see, with 4 and 5 white dudes on them. Connect the dots.
The fire burnt up a lot of that. Unfortunately, it hit Altadena too.
Yeah.
Altadena.
You know? And then and Altadena is just north of Pasadena, California. And Pasadena, California is where the baseball great Jackie Robinson grew up at.
Jackie Robinson, yeah.
And grinding, you know about your Brooklyn Dodgers, you know what I mean?
Yes.
That moved out to Los Angeles and they got Dodger Stadium.
I used to have a Brooklyn Dodgers hat, y'all.
But one thing that Mr. Robinson did say before he died in 1972, he says, you know, I knew in 1919, like I knew in 1947, like I know here in 1972, I never had it made.
Yeah. Because he was supposed to be integrated into, because we had our own leagues. Talk about that, Shabaka. We had our own leagues.
Oh yes, sir. Yeah. You had the Negro leagues. Now here's a film that they paid tribute to the Negro leagues. Out there was Bingo Long and the Traveling All Stars and Motor Band, starting James Earl Jones, Billy D. Williams, Richard Pryor. And then there was a great baseball great by the name of Satchel Paige. And they made a caption on his life saying, had he only been white.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? And then I'll never forget the night back in 1974 in April where Hank Aaron had broke Babe Ruth's record when he played for the Atlanta Braves.
Yeah.
Yeah, when he hit 715. You see, and then Hammer and Hank, from what I understand, if I got it right, you know, he took the jabby jab, man, and then he died.
He was the first one, because prior to that, we was like, oh, it's only an illness that's attacking them. And then as soon as we said that, Hank Aaron and a couple other big-time ball players and stars kicked the bucket shortly after.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And then they even had one of the rappers come out there and make a rap record, you know, for black people to go to go take the jab.
No, shame on you.
Because
it was a trophy.
Yeah. And then of course, we remember the video of the doctor that took the jabby jab.
Yeah.
And she was in a hospital bed and she did a live feed. She says, don't take it. I made a mistake, you know, so may she rest in power.
Yes.
See, get you some Simply Limeade. You know what I mean?
Yeah, can't go wrong with no fruits and vegetables.
And drink it like water.
They stress cleanliness like super heavy. Like we already are clean people by nature.
Right.
They stressing cleanliness like washing your hands and not
All
contaminating
that.
food sources and all of that shit. Yeah.
Yeah, but of course we got to be careful when we talk about that because they got us censored on that and that. How many times, Brother Che, we've been flagged about 12 times already?
They try to take both of our channels down. They try to take the RBA and the Frontline Black News down.
Yeah.
And then of course, and you remember how Blog Talk would all of a sudden will have technical difficulties 5 minutes before we produce the episode to come on. We're having technical difficulties.
Yeah, look what happened an hour ago when we was talking about the system. Look how they was switching up. Did you see it?
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, yes,
They
sir,
went
Grinda.
a few seconds, all of a sudden come back.
Yep.
Yeah. And
They
then,
they don't have constructive conversations. We have a
Yeah.
constructive dialogue right now, giving factual musical history, Hollywood history, Black history 365. So we're gonna give it every day, not just
sir, Black history started with the beginning of time, and Black history will last to the end of time.
right.
And then they want to give us one of the coldest damn months, February,
The coldest.
Shortest,
in the middle of the
shortest
Ice Age. Yeah, for Black History Month, in the middle of the Ice Age.
And the shortest, coldest month of the year.
Yeah,
But
give
you
me some
know what?
cold crack.
But I gotta say this though too, and I'm saying I'm like this. You young Latino women, you voted for Trump. Now you're crying.
Yeah.
Why you crying
Right.
for? You voted for him. Now you ask for our help. You never. The civil rights movement. Y'all would not be here.
Right.
And then to prove your point even further, Grinda, glad you brought that up. Guess what the state of California did, man, during the civil rights movement? They declared Latinos in the state of California as white to pull juice away from the civil rights movement.
Sabaka, say that
Yes.
again, please. Say that again, please.
Yes, sir. In the great state of California, and maybe God sink it off into the Pacific, okay, is that they had declared people of Latino descent, Mexican American descent, what have you, to be white. So therefore that they would not have no type of coalition, okay, with the Black community. This is what the state of California did. But now the Latinos is coming out to us for our help in California.
But help me out here, okay? Maybe I got a little something in my ear. I want you to help me out. But these are the same people that benefited affirmative action besides white women, right?
Yeah, because
sir.
Because
Touchdown.
So Dr.
Move to the head of the class.
So underrated. Dr. Claude Anderson told us that affirmative action was supposed to be corrective action for what had happened during Jim Crow and antebellum slavery.
Right.
And really, it was supposed to be for us. The civil rights bills of the 60s were supposed to be specifically for us, just like the Reconstruction bills of the 1880s, 1870s, 60s was supposed to be specifically for us. They went and changed the language to minority, and that's how all these other groups was able to benefit off of it.
And also to talk about Dr. Claude Anderson.
Yes.
And I want to say this. I want to say this because we don't know our history that we should. The one who enslaved us. In the 1865 treaty, the U.S. government made a deal with the Indians, Native Indians, to enslave us.
Yep.
Also, it was other peace treaties. Also, it was other treaties even before them. But so, if y'all want to find out more, go to Dr. Clark.
Yeah, the Cherokees was one of them on that there, Grinda.
So, again, I always bomb on the Indians anyway.
Yeah.
And so, these are the same ones that enslaved us, that the U.S. government had paid them. These are the same ones who do not want to give us our citizenship.
Yeah.
Of our
And
own
then-
land.
Yep.
Our peers, our own land.
That part.
But get this, Grinder. Okay, Brother Che already knows where I'm going with this because him and I discussed it. The very, very first time, man, I crossed Montana, right? I passed a little bighorn, all right, where Custer got wiped out at, right? So I go speak to a Native American woman, and she didn't say that you was an Indian or anything like that. Her first question to me was, why in God's name did your people, meaning black people, help the white man against my people? So I had to give her education. The conversation lasted for every bit of about 2 hours. So to make a long story short, she says, I see you traveling. Well, the next time you're through, come on through and we sit down, we talk, you say. And what she had told me about old Custard, 1876 in June. Lieutenant Colonel Custer, Lieutenant Colonel Custer had wanted to be president. So he wanted to go to the Little Bighorn to take on Tatanka and his men. And Brother Chase saw the video that I did from the Little Bighorn. And I said, yeah, this is Tatanka. They referred to him as Sitting Bull, but it'd be great disrespect to refer to him other than the name that his ancestors gave him, or as he was to call himself, such as, Malcolm X, the X symbolizes the true name that we lost due to slavery, right? Okay. So I'm speaking to the Native American woman, and she says, well, why did your people help the white man against my people? And I says, well, first place, ma'am, here's two things you have to understand. First of all, they did not want the slave to read. Number two is the slave only knew what the slave master taught him. She says, explain. The reason why they did not want the slave to read, because once he starts reading, he starts thinking. Once he starts thinking, he starts realizing his position. Once he starts realizing his position, and here come our girl with that street sweeper, Harriet Tubman, you either going to be free or dead.
You forgot one, Shabaka Stagecoach Mary.
Oh, yeah. Now, funny you should say that. I went through Montana. I went over the actual grounds of Stagecoach Mary. And Stagecoach Mary was born a slave in Tennessee. She was taken to Montana, a missionary, to go teach the Native Americans of how to be civilized. But Stagecoach Mary was a big woman. She could outshoot you. She'll whoop your ass. You know what I'm saying? And she delivered the mail between Great Falls and Helena. And I've traveled that on Interstate 15, and that is some rugged country, people. It's spectacular as hell. It's beautiful. It's out of sight. You will love Montana if you ever get a chance to do it. But make sure you go there between the months of April to September. You do not want to be in Montana between October and April. You think it get bad in Denver, Colorado? Man, up there in Montana, man, you're going to be below 50 degrees below zero. And Stagecoach Mary, she had a restaurant. She would feed everybody regardless if they could pay, right? But Stagecoach Mary kept that street sweeper with her, and she referred to her 6 guns as them lemon squeezers.
She sure did.
Say, and she did not have no problem busting a cap in your ass.
No problem at all.
Not in the least.
Said they didn't need our help when they were benefiting from it, so forget them. Right, that's our sentiment too. They can hold their own chalupa.
Yeah.
But so that's what I'm saying. Get back to the civil rights bill. What y'all were talking about. Y'all notice that everybody had benefited one way or the other had enslaved us.
Yep, they all benefit.
Yeah, exactly.
They all benefited.
Keep in mind is that the Cherokee tried to enslave us too. Now, shout out to the
Creek, the Chickasaw, the 5 civilized tribes.
Yeah, through Oklahoma. Because I remember passing those reservations, Brother Che, when we went to the Black Wall Street.
Yeah, underrated.
But
Have you been to Black Wall Street yet?
Huh?
Have you been to
Black Wall Street in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
No.
Brother, make it a point to see it. Make it a point to see it in your travels if you can.
Yeah, that's
Drive to Chi-Town, take Route 66. It's gonna take you right through Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Mm-hmm.
And it's on the corner of Greenwood, Orchard, and Pine. Now, let's look at Greenwood, Orchard, and Pine. GAP, the Gap Band from Tulsa, Oklahoma. And you remember the song they made, You Dropped a Bomb on Me, Baby.
Yeah.
That's what he's talking about. See, that's another thing, people, about our music. A lot of it was in code. It spoke a lot of code. I'll give you one. Shouting out across the world, are you ready for it? Wait, I got it all wrong. But the song by Martha Reeves and the Vandellas is called Dancing in the Street.
Yeah.
There's a brand new beat now, and is picking up the heat or something like that. And all the cities that she mentioned, from Los Angeles, Chicago, New York City, they had the rebellions in them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. 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 And
that
then
is
doing
true.
the Watts Ride. Yeah. And doing the Watts Ride. And Watts is a section of the city of Los Angeles that starts at the corner of 103rd and Central Avenue. And no, Fred Stanford's junk shop is not there on the corner of 103rd and Central in LA.
It's not.
Okay. It's Ted Williams Park, you know, and they used to celebrate the Watts Festival down there. You know what I mean? And then two is that Black Los Angeles, was segregated, particularly during the 40s, like I had mentioned about Central Avenue and the Dunbar Hotel. The city of LA tore down the Dunbar Hotel. And you know what the huge disservice of it was to us as a people? Everybody had to stay in the Dunbar because, you know, black folk wasn't getting no hotel rooms in Hollywood at that time. Billie Holiday stayed there. Sammy Davis Jr. stayed there. Della Reese stayed there. Harry Belafonte stayed there. Sidney Poitier stayed there. And you would figure that old Uncle Thomas Bradley, who makes your Eric Adams look like a Boy Scout, would have told the city of LA, you know, historical preservation. Yeah. Historical preservation of Black history there in Los Angeles.
Yeah, but you know, get back to the Indians.
Yes.
They call this historical reservation of our own land. Isn't that some shit?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm in a huge debate with Brother Paris on that there, GRINDA. You know.
Are you familiar with the Walter Plecker?
Who?
Walter Plecker.
Oh, yeah, that's right, Brother Che. I pulled him up one night. I didn't read it. Yeah, thank you for reminding me. I got to read that. Yeah. See, Jesse and I, when we disagree agreeably.
Yeah. So Walter Plecker, he reclassified us Black Aboriginal people as Black, Negro, and Colored in the 1600s, or it might be dating it a little bit, but it was a white supremacist scientist who had like an institution in Virginia, and what he would do was reclassify all the Black Aboriginal people that were already there as Black, Negro, and Colored.
But as I say, Brother Che, okay, I'm gonna mess with you a little bit, Brother Che. But keep in mind,
I got fire, Shabaki. I gotta show you. I gotta show you the book I checked out yesterday.
Okay, but tell me this: on the continent of North America, okay, the Afro-Indigenous history of the United States. Okay, I see the last name of the author of Mays. Okay, all right.
Kyle Mays.
Okay, now on this here grinder, one thing is, man, is this. I cannot take cold. You got to give me some heat, man. You know what I'm
I love
saying?
life, folks.
Yeah. And white folk love that cold. You know
Yeah,
what
they
I'm saying?
anything and all kinds of weird shit. Polar
Yeah.
plunging.
Yeah, going into Lake Michigan in the middle of January and shit in Chicago, talking about calling themselves the polar bears. Fool, is you crazy?
That is crazy as hell.
That's insanity.
Come on, man.
I got to have me some heat. I ain't never had sunburn before in my life.
I had it one time and that shit was bad. My whole face peeled.
Wow.
It started at the top of my head, and ironically enough, I was out in Vegas when it's the peeling started when I was here, and then we went out to Las Vegas, and it just got drastically worse. My mom had to put
What was the temperature? About 125 degrees out here?
easily excessive heat warning, all of
Oh,
the
yeah.
above.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
But
And then,
their sunburn is completely different from our sunburn. And they get sunburn, them mugs they start looking like a bunch of lobsters. They
oh,
start
yeah.
burning. They
Oh,
doing more
yeah.
than killing. They shedding. They start shedding and shit.
Yeah.
And this is why I got an open invitation to white folk to come out here with me. And let's see, March the 2nd, come out here with me, say, on the 4th of July. And let's sit out in the sun together and watch the fireworks. But dear whiteys, you got to leave your sunscreen at home.
Yep, no copper tone.
Just come where you are.
Yep, come as you are.
Oh, yeah. But you
Funky
got to
and
leave your stuff.
dogging.
And then keep in mind, and then when I see your skin peeling and you're sitting up there, you know, with the sun burning your ass, I'll make an anonymous 911 call to go get the paramedics for you. But if you take my black ass out there in Colorado up there to that place where I saw a waterfall frozen place, what was that? Steamboat Springs? 15 degrees below zero.
But check this out.
Sunshine.
I was in his state that he currently in, stranded for a day and a half in the desert.
Oh, man.
Remember, Shabaka, when I went on
that ain't nothing nice.
Nah.
And I feel you on that there, Brother Che, because I was stranded for 3 days in a daggone desert, man, right there as soon as crossing the grapevine up there near Bakersfield.
Oh,
you know?
yeah. I remember that.
Yeah, 3 days. Sad part about it was Memorial Day weekend, and I had to spend my birthday out there stranded.
Yep.
Well, brothers, I'm getting ready to get off. Make your last remarks, please.
Yes, sir. R.I.P. to the goddess, the mother, the queen of neo soul, Angie Stone. You will live on through the music, and your Majaro spirit is also going to flow and live on through the music as well. You definitely paved the way for so many, and you wrote for so many, and you did so much to help the Black community. So we pay our homage and respects to you. And I appreciate you having me as always on here. Underrated Darkness is always love. And make sure y'all check us out on Frontline Black News later on this evening for episode 49, season 4, part 2 of the Frontline Black News.
Right. And then of course we want to give a shout out there, Grinda. Thank you for having me up here.
Anytime.
Yes, sir. We want to give a shout out there to all our supporters. And also, too, we want to give a shout out to our haters as well, too. Oh, we love your hatred. And we love your hatred. Because we're going to take your negative ass energy and we're going to convert it into positive energy. This is what they call polarity, where energy will either flow in the negative or will flow in the positive. So we reverse the polarity on your negative energy and put it there all to the positive. And also, too, if we disagree, folks, please let us disagree agreeably.
Right. All right.
No, stay right there, stay right there, because I want to close out as a family. Today is a joyful day, but it's a sad day for especially us as a people. We are losing great ones for the last 2 weeks. And just like Buster Box said, we losing at 3. That seems like we losing every 4 or 5. But that means, but also just let us know that we still got more work to do to make sure to impact our people, that make sure that we preserve our life and make sure we preserve our history.
Oh, absolutely. Because our history started with the beginning of time. It didn't start on Bobo's plantation.
Right. So what we need to, hey, what's going on, nephew? Get ready to get on. So you got to catch on the rewind. Thank you for Soldier Star. So to finish up, I would say this that
hey, autism. Good.
So we're just saying this that again, I'm gonna repeat myself. We got work to do. Don't let be black.
Yes.
Don't let them tell us we got Black History just for 1 month. We got Black History all throughout the year. And
it started with the beginning of time and it will end at the end of time. Black History is 365.
And so we have to understand that it's up like me, the brothers, and the sister, Foot Soldier, and others, and we gotta push it because the sad thing about it, I know people don't like to talk about. Oh, this generation is lost. This generation is lost. They don't have a clue what we all about because what we talk about today is all about life skills. Our people, how do we live? Our women in the past has set the tone and stuff. And we have to understand that if you ask these people, the ones who's passed away, and you ask the ones they meant for them, they couldn't tell you. They couldn't tell you. And it's real sad because especially our people, you know, if you want to, you could Google it if you want. It's there.
Yeah.
And so my thing is this that let's teach the ones that want to learn, and the ones who do not want to learn, that's all right. You get it when you get it. And so rest in peace, Sister Angie Stone. We're gonna keep your legacy going.
Indeed.
And tell the family, and we're gonna pray for the family because it's a hard time. We lost our own icon.
Yes,
and
sir.
That's what I'm going to say. So, on behalf of my channel, Honorary Darkness, yours truly, the #1 grinder, one of the best kept secrets on social media. Thanks, Brother Shabaka, and thanks, Brother Jesse, for coming up here. Everybody, she did the early days for coming up, and thanks for everybody the ones who participated in the chat. Thank you so much. We greatly appreciate it. We love, and I'm just saying, we got to push on. We got to push on. So thank y'all. Great afternoon, great evening. See y'all next time. This one is Ghost. Peace.
All right.